It's a battle for the West. 4 teams face off today for the annual Woodbat Classic. The Onsted Wildcats, Addison Panthers, Columbia Central Eagles, and Napoleon Pirates. Lenawee Sports is covering all of today's action. High School Varsity Baseball starts right now, only on LSN.
Davis bounced it off his head, and I don't think that was an accident.
We've got a tie atop the LCAA standings. Count that baby in a foul. The first time they've been there in 61 years. Morency is going to the President's Center.
And I think this is pretty much over.
Blissfield Royals, district champions.
Lenawee Sports and the Michigan High School Athletic Association proudly presents High School Varsity Baseball. Our first game of the doubleheader features the Addison Panthers as they face off against the Onsted Wildcats. The race for the Woodbat Classic Championship begins right now. Hi everyone, I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade. Hi Brett Wade, Grand Valley soon-to-be graduate, right? You're from It's Onsted, right?
Yes, sir. I'm an Onsted graduate. I'll be a senior next year for Grand Valley. Criminal justice major, looking to have a fun time. I'm just back for the summer and looking to have a good time watching some good baseball.
All right, now you got some information on this fantastic tournament, 10th year, I believe, the 10th annual Woodbat Classic. What do you got first there?
Yep, started back in 2007 between 4 teams, Onsted, Addison, Columbia Central, and Napoleon. And just last year, Columbia Central won it all. Onsted's looking to redeem themselves after that loss in the championship.
So now we'll talk about Onsted versus Addison, and the winner of this game faces Columbia versus Napoleon, which is our second game. So this is the first semifinal of the day, Onsted versus Addison. Onsted 15-4. They've been pretty dominant so far this year behind the performance of Scott Lobestall. What do you have on them? How are they going to take on Addison today?
Yep, Scott Lobestall has been a big part of the Onsted offense and pitching. And so for Onsted to come back and win for this tournament today, they're going to need the best from him. They've got Columbia Central or Napoleon that they'll have to play. And last year, Columbia Central came from behind to beat a good Onsted team. And so right here, I've got Onsted coach Matt Randall. Coach, what is one of the strengths of your team that you'd say?
I think our big strength is we don't make errors. We don't give away outs, and we're strong 1 through 9 in our order. So we don't really have a weak spot in our batting lineup. So, and we pitch well. So that's whenever you can put all those together, it's a pretty good combination.
And then what's it going to take for your team to win this tournament today?
We're gonna have to pitch well. A lot of good teams in this tournament. A lot of good coach teams. So we're gonna have to play well. We're gonna have to hit well. We're gonna have to execute and just play our game. And hopefully, everything else take care of itself.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
All right, well, thank you, Wade. And now I've got Addison on tap here. They've only played 8 games so far, a very young team, really rain battled so far this year, so not a lot of games under their belt, but they're still ready to take on the competition here today. I also have Coach John Nickel here for Addison. Coach, as I said, a lot of rain you faced so far this year, very young team. How are you guys ready to face this test with 3 other very good teams here today?
We're trying to do is kind of limit our mistakes today. We have a young team, but getting better every game. Obviously, we haven't played this week, so it's kind of first game for us due to the rain. But obviously, we're trying to look at making kind of minimal mistakes and minimal situations. We want to hit the ball today, and if we get some decent pitching, just put the ball away.
You speak of that pitching, and we talked a little bit earlier about the young pitchers that you have. How are you as a coach going to manage this game with those young pitchers? You're going to rotate? You're going to stay with one guy? Do you have someone that is your go-to?
We kind of have multiple pitchers. We're about 6 deep. Don't really have a number 1 starter like, let's say, Onsted or some of these other teams do, but we'll mix in pitchers and kind of give different looks and try to keep batters off balance.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
All right, so it looks like we're ready for first pitch. We'll be right back with the first pitch of Onsted and Addison. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and the Lenawee Sports Network. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and the Lenawee Sports Network.
As the voice of Michigan student-athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive, sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun, but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers, helping student athletes develop,
while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game! Welcome, fans, baseball fans alike, all the way around, to the Irish Hills Woodbat Classic tournament. It's right now involving Addison and Onsted, as well as Napoleon and Columbia Central, who you'll see later today. But right now we're 2 batters deep into Onsted and Addison, as now we've got the 3rd batter for Addison, number 11, Hunter Dart.
On the mound, we've got Isaac Henry from Onsted. So far, we've got 1 out, 1 man on base, and we got a liner down the right field line. It's good. Runner's going 3. Oh, they've got him. Great relay by Onsted right there.
Well, defensive play there from Onsted, and the right fielder here tonight, Kozmina. Ethan Kozmina.
Ethan Kozmina.
Kozmina, close enough. Sorry. Nonetheless, duck on the pond still for Addison, as it was Hunter Dart, who's on second base now. 2 outs, as you said. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrater. We thank you for tuning in and joining us, as there's one up and in.
Sure is a beautiful day today after a whole week full of rain.
That indeed, and speaking of rain, it's gotten to this Addison team. They have yet to play a game this week due to the weather conditions, as that one's in the dirt.
Oh, he's going.
And there's the 3rd one, as it was Dart trying to take a chance on a ball in the dirt, but he won't get there, so we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be right back after this. You're listening to LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Psst, they're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
All right, welcome back. We're in the bottom of the 1st here at the Irish Hills Woodbat Classic. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrater. Wade, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great, Sean. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm starting to get a little sunburnt. We're out in the sun here.
I hear you there.
We don't get much cloud cover out here on this beautiful day, mid-60s, low 70s. Gosh, it's just fantastic. And we've got some great baseball coming at us between the Onsted Wildcats, who currently sit at 15-4 on the season, and the Addison team that sits at the Addison Panthers that sit at 4-4. They've been they've been really struggling to get games in there with the conditions that the southwestern Michigan state faces. Both of us have played baseball, and it's difficult, in this springtime to get good games in. It's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather keeps changing and keeps going from, this cold, wintry snow into this spring rain. So pretty soon here it should be nice and clear, nice and dry.
Yeah, that's what we hope, and you love when you get days like this in mid-April, early May, that you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy a varsity high school baseball game. I'm glad we're here at LSN to bring it to you. So let's get underway here with the bottom of the first. Addison now pitching, and on the mound for Addison is, Hunter Dart.
Oh, and Tyree gets hit by the pitch.
So Tyree taking one for the squad as he trots down to first base. Number 2, Tyree, the second baseman here this afternoon.
Tyree is a Siena Heights University commit for the baseball team there.
Always good to see young talent going on to play at the next level, whether it be at the D1, D2, D3, or even the NIAA level.
Absolutely.
As that one is Dallas Hydebrader as he squares the bunt, but the foul or the ricochet goes off of him. Now, Wade, something tells me that you have some sort of connection.
Yep, Dallas is my little brother here. He's a senior now, and he's looking to go to Central Michigan. He won't be playing any sports, at least as far as we know. My dad wants him to.
As he squares again, but runner going down is Tyree, and he's going to slide in there safely. Not a bad throw from Brett Burris behind the plate for Addison. Nonetheless, Josh Tyree has his first stolen base of the afternoon.
And that's actually one thing that Onsted has a little trouble with is the base running there. They are not a very big stealing team.
Here comes Tyree rounding third base. He's going to try for home. He'll slide in safely. And there's a RBI double for Dallas Hydebrader, and Onsted's on the board, 1-0. So the trouble will not stop here for Addison, as it's now Pat Iott, who is arguably the second best hitter on this Onsted baseball team, of course, behind Scott Lobestall.
Yep, absolutely. Pat is actually leading the county in home runs with 3 right now. He's batting .426.
It's amazing to hear those stats and then think that there's someone better on this Onsted team.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of at the plate, as he takes strike 1 there.
Yep, and that better hitter is coming up just next, so Addison's going to have to get something right here.
There's a ground ball to the left side.
Runner's going third.
And he'll be in safely there. Good play there by the third baseman, though, Mr. Nickel, as he was able to get the out on Iott, but Iott essentially did his job, moved up the runner, and Hydebrader to third. So now, as we were saying, here is Lobestall.
Yep, Scott Lobestall here. He leads the county in hits, doubles, RBIs, and pitching wins. And he's also third in batting average with a .474. Takes a ball outside there. Yeah, Scott actually just Tuesday against Hillsdale threw a 5-inning perfect game with 6 strikeouts.
Well, see, swings and foul, knocks that one back down to the dirt. A perfect game, you say?
Yeah, very rare for high school ball.
Very rare for just about any kind of ball. That is fantastic. Good to see him still succeed. 6-0, I believe, on the year.
Yes, sir.
Swings and fouls that one short to the left. Lobestall definitely up for County Player of the Year out of the Daily Telegram. I don't think there's any real question about that.
Yep, so far he's on pace for an all-county first team if he keeps this up.
As he takes that one outside. Hunter Dart still throwing up there for Addison. got himself to a little bit of a jam. He hit the first batter in Josh Tyree as there's a swing and a ground ball back at nickel. And that'll score the run. So Hydrator comes across to score. Now 2-0 Addison, still in the bottom of the first. Or excuse me, Onsted, my fault. Thank you for not correcting me, Wade.
Forgive me there.
So the second out now from Lobestall. Fans starting to fill up the arena here. As that first pitch to Landon Duke is a strike at the letters.
Yeah, Landon Duke has been pretty productive this year, too. He's got either 11 or 12 RBIs. He's up there in the county list.
That one gets away from the catcher for Addison, Brett Burris. Landon Duke is DHing here tonight as he takes another ball. Duke, the senior, seen time at the mound, on the mound this year.
Yep, Duke is one of 7 returning seniors this year.
As he takes ball 3. What are you going to say? Go ahead.
Yep, no doubt. With 7 returning seniors, that's been a big part of Onsted's success.
Leadership obviously is very important, as Duke was halfway to first base when our umpire called him back.
Duke didn't like that one. He thought it was a bit high.
Strike 2, just above the letters, perhaps. So he'll face a full count now. As he gets a piece of that one to stay alive.
Swinging just a little early there.
On deck is Isaac Henry for Onsted. He is your starting pitcher today for the Wildcats. Had an inning of scoreless ball as that one's driven.
That is a deep shot.
Off the fence in right center. Hit that 350 marker out there, and he'll stroll in for a stand-up double. Landon Duke flirting with four-baser there, but just a little short.
Oh, you know his teammates will knock him for not being in the weight room enough.
Hit it 349, and he needed it to be 350. But he's on second now. Now, Isaac Henry up to bat. And you'd think with an aluminum bat, that's probably out of here. Really no question about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Oh, that would probably carry 20 or 30 more feet.
Exactly, but nonetheless, with the wood bat that we play in this tournament with, as that one's inside.
Still a very impressive swing with a wood bat.
Yes, you got to give credit to these kids, you know, not familiar with the wood bat. It's a completely different aspect to the game. You have to swing differently. You have to hit the ball at a certain spot on the wood in order to get the most maximum power off the bat, and aluminum bat is not like that at all. A lot of people can hit an aluminum bat off the handle and still carry it, 300, 400 feet.
Right.
As that one goes in there for a strike. So 2 outs. Man on second, Isaac Henry. Or excuse me, man on second, Landon Duke. Isaac Henry at the plate.
Dart's going to have to pitch out of this one.
There's a ground ball to the left side. Nichols, all 3 outs for Addison this inning, and that'll do it for Onsted in the first.
Keep it right there. We'll be back with more baseball. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach re-employment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything. Dress code optional.
Apparently. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
Well, we're back here in the top of the second between Onsted Wildcats and Addison Panthers. Isaac Henry still pitching. Onsted took a 2-0 lead there.
Nate McLouth now up to bat to lead off Addison here in the top of the second. Again, you said he faces Isaac Henry. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrater. Thank you for joining us. We're here at LSN. Your home for Lenawee Sports. There's a strike on the low outside corner.
Now, Nate McLouth is actually has a connection with all of these Onsted guys, all these seniors. He actually played with them on a 16U team that ended up going to a state tournament over in Grand Rapids that placed 4th out of 13 teams.
Well, good background information there, Wade.
Yeah.
Very nice. As
Yep,
that one was fouled up and out of play.
I traveled to go watch them. I couldn't, miss out on my little brother, and my dad was coaching at the time, so they were a good team. There's
that
the
one.
ephus from Isaac Henry right there.
Got away from him up at McLouth's head. McLouth will be followed by Graham and Burneth for Addison as he strikes out there. Count that as the first strikeout for Isaac Henry.
That slow pitch on that last one might have actually been a really good setup for that fastball right there. McLouth could not catch up.
So there's one out now, as stepping up is number 12, Jacob Graham.
First pitch ball.
Yeah, he takes that first one. Graham is the first baseman here this afternoon as that one's fouled into the chain link fence right in front of us. Now 1-1. That one up near Graham's head again as Isaac's trying to push him back off the plate. Quiet first inning for both teams. A couple runs, some poor base running from Addison after getting caught twice trying to take third base to end the inning.
That was due to a great relay throw from right field.
Had to be perfect, and it was.
There's a strike by Henry, bringing this back. Not going to let him off easy.
And he catches the outside corner there for strike 3. Gets Graham looking for the second out of the inning. So 2 down now for Garrett Burneth.
Yep, Graham was less than pleased about that call. He thought it was low and outside.
Burneth DHing for the Panthers today. As that first one from Henry is a little low. Henry throws from a more 3/4 short arm standpoint, especially out of the stretch. Only a stretch pitcher. Does not go from the windup, or at least hasn't in this inning, since he's not allowed a runner.
Some of these pitchers on this Onsted team are like that. Scott Lobestall, when he was pitching against Hillsdale the other day for his perfect game, he actually went from the stretch the entire time as well.
And knock to the right side. That'll drop in.
Placed it perfectly.
Yeah, so Addison will, in fact, get a base runner here in the second after the first two batters went down swinging, and one looking. Nice little bloop single over the first baseman's head in there.
Yep, much too far away for the future St. Tyree.
So now the third baseman steps up to the plate, Brendan Nickel.
Good curveball, falls right in there for a strike.
Nickel recorded every out for Addison in the bottom half of the first, as Henry tries to fool him with a backdoor curve.
Ooh, just off the plate.
So now it's 2-1. As Henry's fallen in a little hole here, and much easier for a batter to, 2-2. But what I was going to say is it's much easier for a batter to, do at-bats or take at-bats with, a 2-0 count and a 2-1 count rather than a, 1-1, 1-2. It's much easier on the batters. That's ball four for Nickel, so he will take his base. Or excuse me. Yes, Nickel.
That's the first walk of the game for Isaac Henry.
My apologies, folks. So that was Burneth at the plate. Now Nickel up to bat. So I got excited, jumped ahead of batter. But now it's Nickel up, the third baseman.
Well, he got the tying run on first. Let's see what happens.
Again, Nickel made all the outs in that first inning at third base. Now he's going to try and cut back some of this lead that Onsted has gained. He's got a runner on second, who is Jacob Graham, the first baseman, after his bloop single.
Looks like Henry's having a little trouble finding the strike zone here. Let's see if he can come back. This is a huge opportunity for Addison right here.
That one in the dirt too, so Henry has now loaded the bases, 2 walks.
Tying run goes to second. And here comes assistant coach Kevin Fry.
So Fry and the Onsted team is going to take a look at what might be causing Henry to lose a little bit of control here, as he's walked 2 in a row now. Not even sure if he threw a strike to Mr. Nickel there, as he's on base now. So Addison threatening here after a chance in the first that went array. Now a 2-out bloop single by Jacob Graham and a couple walks from Burneth and Nickel. And now there's a chance for Mr. Underwood, Donovan Underwood, who will come to the plate now. Underwood is the second baseman for Addison here today.
Looks like that mound visit helped for sure.
Yep, something Mr. Fry said was right.
Henry throws 2 straight strikes. Let's see if he can get out of it. There it is.
He gets him swinging on a high fastball. So Addison threatens, but does not score. Keep it right here. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second in Onsted's at bat. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN. Your home for Lenawee Sports.
La 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 la, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your neighborhood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hyde-Brader. We're here at the Irish Hills Woodbat Classic, the 2016 10th annual edition of this fantastic tournament. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Onsted up to bat now. Led off by Chase Wagner, first baseman.
And we got a ball 2 in the dirt right there.
Onsted had 2 in the first to jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Yep, you had Addison threatening with bases loaded.
But it was Isaac Henry able to get out of it. As there's a shot to the third baseman, Nickel, and he makes a fantastic play, ranging to his right for out number 1. And now Nickel has recorded the first 4 outs for this Addison team through the first inning and a third.
He's going to need to keep on doing that for their team to win. But yeah, that was just a screaming liner coming at him.
We'll see if Jarrett Wyrick can pick him up. Wyrick, the left fielder.
Ooh. Check swing foul ball.
Garrett Hunt stands on deck. He's the 9-hitter. Then we'll go back to the top where it'll be Josh Tyree if we get there. As there's a fly ball center field. And that one was easy for the center fielder, Drew Rokita of Addison. Yep. And just like that, 2 outs for Jarrett Wyrick and a much smoother inning for Hunter Dart.
Yep, Addison needed those 2 outs right away because if Hunt gets on, it's going to be a lot easier for them, you know, with 2 outs facing the top of the order and then the meat of the lineup if it gets up to that.
First pitch swinging is Hunt as he sees a ground ball go to the left of the third baseline.
Ooh, it looked like a knuckleball right there. Bringing everything from under the kitchen sink.
There's one down low. as Hunt extends the at-bat.
Yeah, Hunt here is actually a pretty interesting story. He was a starting center fielder as a freshman for Onsted last year. Batted pretty well, only had, I think, 4 strikeouts all season.
Slight breeze coming from right to left here.
It feels good.
That it does, as he takes another one, put the count to 2-2. As he fouls that one off. Stays alive once again. Good battle here from Hunt, as well as Hunter Dart on the mound.
Yeah, they got to hope to get Hunt out here, because if he gets on base, he's Onsted's leading stolen base runner, so he might prove a threat, especially with the top of the lineup coming up.
And ball 4.
Ooh.
So out goes Hunt to first, and that'll bring up the top of the order for Onsted, Josh Tyree. So Josh Tyree steps up for his second plate appearance today. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and eventually went on to score a run. Thanks and credit to Dallas Hydrator's double. And there goes Hunt.
Let's see if he beats the throw.
In there.
And he does.
Easily. Couple feet to spare, so that'll put a duck on the pond for Onsted and Josh Tyree.
So we have Hunt threatening on second base. Let's see if Tyree can bring him in. Takes a strike.
Tyree in one of the top in the counties in doubles this year. He's got 6. Only trails teammates Ayat and Lobestall. As that one's in the dirt, and Hunt, who was already going on the pitch, will be into third safely. So now just 90 feet away is run number 3 in Garrett Hunt.
And, you know, these are the situations where you have to come through to win games. So far, Onsted's done a great job of doing that this season. Takes one just a bit low. And he gets hit again. 2 hit by pitches for Josh Tyree.
So Tyree will trot down to first.
He's getting that on-base percentage up.
And the threat now widens and continues for Onsted as it's Dallas Hydrator up to the plate.
We'll see if they'll send Tyree over to second base on a steal right here.
And maybe a hit and run. Perhaps, as it was Tyree on the move, but Hydrator elected to swing at that first pitch. 2 outs. Onsted still up 2-0, but with a chance to increase their lead. Hunter Dart trying to prevent that on the mound as he faces Hydrator, and Dart now starting to lose control. Hydrator awaiting the pitch. As there goes
Tyree goes, oh,
Tyree again, and once again it's Hydrator swinging on the steal, and that one was just inches from staying fair, and we have a pretty good line of that left field foul line, and it was pretty close.
Just a couple feet off. See if he can straighten that up. You got to know if he gets on here. Addison's in trouble with Pat Aya and Scott Lobestall coming up.
There's one low as Tyree takes it without any throw down, so it'll be runner indifference, as that rule changed a couple years ago in baseball. If there's no attempt on a steal to get the runner out, it does not count as a stolen base. That one low as well, so.
It's interesting. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was made to prevent people from, like David Ortiz and those kinds that take bases late in games to basically raise up their stolen base. Look, as there's a ground ball that goes foul, as it was Hunt diving out of the way. It's a reason you go out in foul territory. For you young kids at home, lead off in foul territory just in case someone does rip one down the line, because if you're in fair territory and that happens, you're out.
Absolutely. That would have ended the inning right here. And he hits one down.
Out of the reach.
Nickel couldn't get it.
Out of the reach of Nickel. And that's going to score 2.
Dallas Heidbreder with a single and 2 more RBIs. That's 3 on the day, isn't it?
Close to it. So
Addison gets in trouble here. We got 4-0 Onsted with Pat Aya up. Scott Lobestall on deck.
Tyree scores his second run of the day after his second hit by pitch. And Heidbreder, you were right, adds 2 more RBIs to his name so far in this game as Ayat swings on and hits a line drive to
Right
left field.
Gap.
Drops down in front of McLouth.
Dallas is going for home, and he gets it, standing up.
Around comes Heidbreder in easily, so make it 5-0 now. As Ayat picks up another RBI, or his first RBI. RBI single for Pat. Now, Scott Lobestall steps up to the plate. As it's
a hit and run on 2 outs.
Ayat on the move. The throw from the shortstop, Andrew Ams, is in the dirt, but well scooped by Graham, and that'll do it for Onsted in the bottom of the second.
Now keep it right there. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun.
Oh, go for cake!
Cakes for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes, and it's go for cakes. Open wide, stuff your face. There's always room for more Gopher cakes. Empty the box, then reload. Eat those Gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Welcome back to the top of the third inning at the Woodbat Classic against Onsted and Addison. We got Onsted leading 5-0 right now after a big inning with 2 outs. Scored 3 runs.
I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Heidbreder. And as you said, the top of the third.
Just a bit outside right there.
As leading off for us is Number 3, Drew Rokita, the center fielder. He grounded out his first time up.
Isaac Henry continuing on the mound.
His third inning of work. He's yet to give up a run. Has 3 Ks, excuse me. There's a foul ball. Straight back to the fence. There's a strike on the outside corner. Columbia Central has just arrived to the field. They, of course, are the second game against Napoleon. As that one's again fouled off.
Yep, and Onsted swept Columbia Central earlier in the season here, 4-1, and I believe 1-0 on the second game.
That one got away from Henry. And Onsted, 15-4 in the season. Not a whole lot to complain about if you're an Onsted fan.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, back when I played, unfortunately, we just had good competition against us, and we just couldn't win games. But this team right here, after multiple years of being together, now they have 7 seniors that have returned since their sophomore year, all starters on varsity.
So Rokita's on, leadoff batter, or excuse me, second batter. Is now Brett Burris, the catcher. Burris singled to left field his last time up. Then was thrown out at third trying to take an extra base on a Hunter Dart single.
Henry's got to settle down here.
Now a few stray balls from Henry to Burris. And it's the third baseman, Pat Ayatt, coming over to settle him down a little bit.
Just telling him to settle in there, focus. They're up 5-0. Just let that defense come behind you.
There's a strike as Burris was taken all the way there. Now just sitting on a strike. That one's fouled back. So Henry's worked his way back here after starting off 3-0. And that one's outside. He lost him.
Just low.
So now 2 walks. Puts Henry in a jam here as it's Onsted's coach out to have a chat with his team. Matt Randall strolls out to the mound and he'll take the ball from Henry.
Looks like he's having Jarrett Wyrick come in, sending Cosmina over to left field.
And it's going to be Dallas Hydebrader to relief Isaac Henry. So the final line on Henry is 2 innings of work, 3 Ks, no runs.
This Henry and Hydebrader combo has seemed to be a pattern throughout the season here. A lot of the time they'll start Isaac Henry, and if he gets in some trouble, Dallas Hydebrader will come onto the mound. It's happened, I think, in 3 different games this season.
So 3 Ks, 4 balls, 2 singles given up from Henry as he's in his 2 innings of work. No runs. And now it'll be up to Hydebrader to close out the third He's got to get all 3 outs of the third.
And Hybrider hasn't really pitched all that much this season. He was used to doing that a lot his sophomore year. He was one of the starters there. His junior year, he had appendicitis, so he couldn't really pitch for half the season. So he only had about 28 innings. This year, he hasn't pitched all that much, but let's see if he can bring it to the table and get Onsted out of this jam.
All right, so we're ready to get back to the action now. Runners on first and second for the Panthers. Brett Burris on 1, Drew Rakita on 2. As it's number 11, Hunter Dart, the pitcher, trying to help his cause here.
Looks like they sent Jared Wyrick over to second base. I thought they had brought him in completely.
There's one back of the middle. It was handled by Hybrider to the best of his ability as he knocked it down, got the out at 1.
Yeah, he had a lot of time to be able to throw it over to third. He just didn't know that the runner was already stopped and holding off there.
All runners advance on the play. So that will bring up Andrew Ams, who struck out against Henry in his first at-bat. So an update on that move. It was Wyrick comes into second. Tyree moves to short. There's a pitch up, and Isaac Henry will go out to right.
And he puts that one right by him. Guy's mine. And there's a strike. So we got runners on second and third here. 1 out. Addison threatening here. Onsted still up 5-0 in the top of the third.
The foul ball back into the screen. Ooh, nice 12-6 curve.
Just dropped right off the table.
Fortunately, umpire wasn't feeling the same way. But well done by Ams to hold off on that one. As that one gets him up and in. So, second strikeout for Ams. And now it'll be up to Nate McLeod, the right fielder. Runners in position here, second and third, 2 outs. As there's strike 1 swinging. Hybrider on the mound trying to work himself out of the jam that Isaac Henry got him into.
And like I said earlier, McLeod played with this Onsted team earlier in just like the minor league ball or the 16U, so he knows what Hybrider's capable of. We'll see if he can, knock a couple runs in here, get the Addison Panthers on the board.
That one fouled back up and out of play.
Hybrider's getting good location with that high fastball, just high enough to let the Addison Panthers players make it look like it's good, go chasing. Oh, and a sidearm.
So Hybrider gets him looking. And once again, Addison threatens but does not score, so Addison leading 5-0 at the end of 3. We'll be right back. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN. You're home for Lenawee Sports.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
And we're out.
You got plans?
You bet.
$50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me.
What's going on?
Dinner. Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plates.
Plates?
Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling.
pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The odds of becoming a successful NASCAR driver, 1 in 125 billion. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Well, welcome back to the Woodbat Classic between Onsted Wildcats and the Addison Panthers. We just started off there with a single by, that was Landon Duke, right up the middle. I'm Wade Hydebrader, right alongside Sean Kane. It's good to be with you. Now we got Isaac Henry up to bat.
Henry was the starting pitcher here today after 2 innings of work, as there's a throwback over at Hyatt after 2 innings of work.
No, that was at Duke.
Duke, after 2 innings of work. He was pulled in relief of Hydebrader, who worked himself out of a jam, as there's a swing and a foul over by third base coach Matt Randall.
Still have a 5-0 score going into the bottom of the third.
Hunter Dart for Addison back out on the mound, as he tries to keep Duke true over there at first.
And a pitch out. No throw.
Little off speed, was a little high there. That one again up. Isaac grounded out, he doubled his last time up, as that one's in the dirt, and Duke will take second easily.
And that's the kind of thing that Addison doesn't need at this point in the game. Down 5-0 early, they're going to have to make the stops and make the right plays in order to come back and win this one.
Duke leads off second. There's a nice changeup from Dart that gets Henry swinging. That's Dart's first strikeout of the day.
Got one out on the board. Duke on second base. Looks like Chase Wagner's up to bat.
Wagner lined out to the third baseman his first time up as he pulls that one again and rolls it foul.
And, you know, Chase has some power. He's actually been robbed of home runs twice this season. In fact, on Tuesday against Hillsdale, I witnessed him. He hit it probably 325 feet to left field, and the left fielder made a heck of a play.
There's one back up the middle.
And
Dart
he got it.
Unable to get it. Around third comes Duke. No throw as he's in. And looks like he might have done something rounding third base because he pulled up a little early there.
Taking a slow walk back to the dugout.
Might have been a hamstring, so we'll see. We'll see what that's all about. As now it's Jarrett Wyrick. As he squares the bunt, but it's in the dirt and off the catcher all the way to the backstop, so Wagner will take second. Chase Wagner picks up his first RBI of the day. Wyrick takes one inside, another one gets past Burris. So just like that, Wagner's on third. One out here in the bottom of the third.
6-0 Onsted. We'll see if Wyrick can make this 7-0 right here.
There's a line drive. Yep, right back past the second baseman and then.
Oh, he's pushing two on this.
Some alert base running there from Wyrick as he's able to take two, and that'll make it 7-0 now.
Now, do you think that would count as a double, or?
I'll score it as a double. I'll be generous.
I couldn't tell if the right fielder couldn't pick that up or something. Got a couple fans in view.
So that'll bring up the 9-hitter, Garrett Hunt, sorry, center fielder. Garrett walked and scored his first time up. That was in the second inning.
Wyrick going.
It's going to be Hunt laying down a push bunt to the right side. They'll get him at one, but Wyrick advances.
And the 9-hitter does his job.
So the sack to the pitcher does his job, and there's now 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And it'll be up to Josh Tyree as he takes ball one. Tyree hasn't gotten a real chance to swing the bat as he's been hit by 2 pitches. He scored 2 runs off of those hit pitches as he swings out of his shoes on that one.
Pulled his head big time.
So now Dart, as he comes set and throws it out wide.
Yep, Dart's just been a little too inconsistent around the plate today.
There's a strike from Hunter.
We'll see if he can get him here. This would be huge for Dart to end the inning right here.
that one a little bit outside, and Tyree with some good discipline there at the plate to extend the at-bat. Hunter Dart in his third inning of work. He's pitched 2 2/3, given up 7 runs. A couple hit by pitches, a couple walks. He's got himself a K, though. As that one's swung on and flown to the right side. It will be foul. The right fielder, Dylan Cleveland, who is playing just in the field today, was unable to get there. Yes, Dylan Cleveland. Sorry, just had to check myself there. And strike 3, and Tyree goes down. So Onsted's out, Addison coming up, but not before the Wildcats can score 2 runs.
Keep it right there. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Huntington! Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear? Got your personal references, high school diploma or equivalent?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
It's right there.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we get underway, we're proud to say that the Lenawee Sports Network provides local sports coverage that airs on LISD TV. Overseen by our instructors and operated by our students, LSN offers live sports broadcast experience to all high school students within the Lenawee Intermediate School District. If you would like to join the team, please email us at lisdtv@lisd.us.
All right, welcome back. We're here in the 4th inning, as it's Hydebrader back on the mound and number 12 for Addison, Jacob Graham, up to bat. Quick recap in case you're just joining us. It's been all Onsted here through the first 4 as the Wildcats jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first inning, then backed it up with 3 runs in the second, and then tacked on another 2 in the third, and we sit there at 7-0 right now. Isaac Henry was the starter for Onsted. He pitched 2 decent innings of work and then was replaced by Dallas Hydebrader, who you see up there right now as Graham fouls that one back. It was Hunter Dart for Addison, who was still out there at the end of the third. He's given up all 7 runs. He's got a couple strikeouts, though. And that's where we stand right now. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydebrader. That one's popped up right back to Hydebrader himself, and that's the first out.
Yep, and going back to Dart, he's actually done a relatively good job. Onsted's hitters have just been, lights out. They've been hitting the gaps, hard shots. A couple walks here and there, a couple hit by pitches to Tyree, but they did just strike Tyree out on that last inning.
First pitch off speed from Hydebrader. Garrett Bernath not fooled as he takes ball 1. Bernath walked his first time up as there's a strike on the inside corner. Defensive swing there from Bernath, just gets a piece of it. Now 1-2.
Yeah, Heidbreder just keeps those Addison hitters on edge with that high fastball. Just can't seem to get a read on it.
Lobestall still behind the plate for Onsted. As there's a curveball.
Just a bit low.
That is called for a ball, as you said, just a bit low. Not a whole lot of offensive power from Addison here so far today, other than maybe the hard line drive in the first inning and the bloop single in the first as well. But other than that, not a whole lot of hard hit balls. As there's strike 3 on Bernath.
Gets him looking.
As the great Ernie Harwell would have said, he stood there like a house by the side of the road. So that's Heidbreder's third K of just his short stint on the mound here. He's only pitched, well, now it's 1 2/3. As up to bat comes Brendan Nickel.
Oof.
That one catches the upper outside corner of the plate, so
Heidbreder's coming in with some sidearm action that's kind of throwing off those hitters.
Wow, that one cuts the corner and
takes him down on 3 pitches.
Addison gets up there just as fast as, or goes down just as fast as they got up there.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back. You're watching Lenawee Sports Network and high school varsity baseball. Now coming up to bat for Onsted is going to be Dallas Heidbreder, the current pitcher for the Wildcats. Hunter Dart still out on the mound for Addison despite letting up 7 runs through the first 3 innings.
Heidbreder so far today is 2 for 2 with a double and a single, 3 RBIs.
He's had a pretty good day, not only at the plate but at the mound. There's a first pitch ground ball to the left side.
Ooh.
Nicely played by Brandon Nickel. It's not the place you want to hit it if you're an Onsted Wildcat today.
Nah.
Nickel's been a vacuum over there at the corner.
Absolutely, he's been very solid. So Heidbreder drops down to 2 for 3 on the day. Next up is number 13, Pat Hyatt.
It's Nichols' 5th putout. So there's a little off speed from Mr. Dart. I've seen that a couple times today where he drops that arm slot down, throws what looks like a knuckleish type pitch. So that one misses on the outside corner, now 2-0. On the batter, Pat Hyatt. Hyatt had a nice single in the second inning. So they bounced that one in there.
Dart falls behind 3-0. We'll see if Coach Randall gives Pat the green light. And he does not.
Watch that one all the way in. No intention of swinging there. As Dart has been a little inaccurate. Not too bad, though. As that one's ball 4.
Caught Lobestall off guard with that bat.
Just the second walk of the day for Dart. He does have 2 hit batters, though, both coming as Josh Tyree. So now Hyatt edges off first. As a throwback.
Just gets back in time.
Gives him a little trouble. Scott Lobestall up to bat now. Still without a hit. Does have an RBI, though. That one's grounded at the third baseman, Brendan Nickel, and they will get the force out at second on Hyatt. So Lobestall will take the spot of Hyatt on first.
Looks like they're bringing in a courtesy runner for Scott Lobestall, the catcher. Harrison Worker, number 4. And Harrison is actually only a sophomore this year as well.
So Dart makes Worker work a little. It's first time out there as he throws him back over, and out to bat Landon Duke.
Looks like Ethan Kosmina actually replaced him. They must have dropped the DH.
So change that one in the scorebooks if you're following along back at home.
That might have been when Duke was rounding third and might have stretched something in his hamstring, so
yeah,
they're playing it safe.
Did mention that a little earlier, so it's now Kosmina to bat, his first at-bat of the afternoon. Worker making Addison think about him a little bit over there. As Kosmina takes 4 pitches there.
Well, Onsted rather, starting to threaten here in the bottom of the 4th.
So Duke ends the day with a double and a single. A double that came close to being a home run.
Yeah, it was probably a 348, 49-foot not home run. Just a long shot out there with a wood bat. And Addison's going to take a mound visit here.
First and second, Hunter Dart still out there. Pitched 3 2/3 of mediocre ball at the moment. He's given up 7 runs against a good hitting Wildcat team. So now up is Isaac Henry. Henry's doubled and struck out. First one from Dart in the dirt. A little fatigue might be setting in on Hunter Dart.
The sun is getting higher in the sky. It's getting pretty hot up here.
The ground ball to the left side, handled by Nickel, and that'll do it for Onsted. So they get a couple base runners, but nothing more. Keep it right here. We'll be right back with more baseball. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything. Dress code optional.
Apparently. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Woodbat Classic between Onsted Wildcats and Addison Panthers. We're heading into the top of the 5th. Dallas Hydrator pitching.
Ground ball to the left side. And Pat Iott handles that one nicely down there.
Yeah, that was a good catch and tag by Chase Wagner. Good awareness there to do that.
So 1 pitch, 1 down for Hydrator. As that was Donovan Underwood grounding out. Now that brings up the top of the order in the 5th for Drew Rokita. Rokita, the center fielder, takes strike 1. Nice little off-speed pitch there from Hydrator.
Dallas had a little smile right there after that pitch. He and Drew Rokita are actually pretty good friends.
There's strike 2.
Looked like a knuckleball right there. Oh.
And a slow roller is beat out by Rokita after a glove flip tried by...
Yeah, that was an ill-advised flip by Jarrett. He should have just barehanded that one.
Wyrick over there at second base.
Wyrick, that is, yeah.
So an infield single for Rokita. His second time being on base today. He was walked back in the 3rd inning. As that one from Hydrator is up and in. Brushing number 16, Brett Burris, back off the plate. Burris 2 for 2 on bases or plate appearances today. He's got a single and a walk. Ball 2.
A little high again.
Hydrator trying to keep Rokita true over there at first base. Burris awaits the next pitch. That one's fouled back. Nice big cut there from Burris.
That's a big leg kick by Dallas there too. If Rokita sees that, he might be taken off.
Certainly a mind game between the pitcher and the base runner. You know, as a pitcher, you want to keep the base runner from getting a good jump on you, change up, you know, when you start your motion, what kind of motion you do. A lot of pitchers like to vary whether they do a big leg kick or a quick one, slide step as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
That one catches the knees of Burris for strike 2.
And he keeps him honest over there at first.
Kita back in safely, center fielder. That one's fouled back up and out of play. Lucky fan from Onsted's going to go home with a souvenir. So Burris stays alive. Hydrator ready to go. As that one's grounded back up the middle, right at Hydrator, who looked 1, now goes 2. And the relay from second base and Tyree is off the mark, so Rokita is out at second, but Burris will make it to second for a fielder's choice.
Yeah, right there it just looked like Dallas wasn't aware there was only 1 out. He had an easy double play right there. So Tyree might have tried rushing that just because Dallas stuttered right there for a moment. But here we are, 2 outs, man on second.
Now up to bat is Hunter Dart as he fouls that one in foul territory. A diving effort from Lobostal, but he won't get there.
Just out of reach.
Dart grounded out his last time up. That was in the 3rd inning. And then he singled to right as there's a pickoff move to second base.
Oh.
The throw from Hydrator is off the mark.
Ooh.
And he's safe at 3rd.
That was a bang throw. Perfect throw by Garrett Hunt right there.
So they definitely had him picked off at second. There was no doubt about that. Burris was halfway to 3rd by the time Hydrator got his leg around. But lack of execution, and Burris is now on 3rd base. As that one is fouled off by Dart.
Addison needs this run right here. Just off the plate.
Hard ground ball to the right side. They're going to stay at Sade Fair, and a nice play by the first baseman, Chase Wagner. And that'll do it for Addison. They threaten but do not score. Keep it right here. Bottom of the 5th, and Onsted's at bat. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN. Your home for Lenawee Sports.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the Woodbat Classic between Onsted Wildcats and the Addison Panthers. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 7-0 Onsted. We've got Chase Wagner up to bat. I'm Wade Hydrater right alongside Sean Kane. Sorry, forgot your last name there for a moment.
It's a hard name to remember. It's all right.
Ow. You're on a nice sunny day of baseball. And let's see if Onsted will be able to actually mercy Addison this inning. They're going to try for it. There's the first pitch strike. Hunter Dart still pitching on the mound for Addison. There's that knuckleball action. Just a bit high.
Wade, will you remind us of the mercy rule in high school baseball?
Yeah, mercy rule. After 3 innings, if a team is up by 15 runs, they win. Otherwise, it has to go to 5 innings, and you have to you have to be up by 10 runs. So, if Onsted scores 3 in this inning right here, the game is over by the mercy rule. Wagner taken down on strikes. Good start to the inning for Dart. Jarrett Wyrick up to bat. Wyrick taking a first pitch ball. Another ball outside. Well, Dart's going to have to come back here. Let's see what happens. And the delivery. Ball. Wyrick with the base on balls. He'll go to first.
So Onsted gets their first base runner of the inning. 1 out after the Wagner strikeout, right?
That's correct. 1 out man on first. Got Garrett Hunt up to bat. And Garrett, I believe, walked on his last at bat, correct?
Yes. No, sacrifice.
Ah.
He did walk, though. His first at bat is that one's handled by Nickel. He's going to throw to first. Wyrick trying for third, and he'll get there safely. So nice play by Nickel to get Hunt at first. But Wyrick with some heads-up base running takes third, and that'll bring up Josh Tyree with a man 90 feet away from the plate. 2 outs.
Well, Tyree was in this situation back in the second, and he delivered.
There's a rip down the third base line that really wasn't close to being fair. And Tyree was also in this situation in the 3rd inning where he struck out to end the inning. So a little bit of both for Tyree so far today. We'll see how he does here. He's 0 for 1, has 2 hit by pitches and a strikeout. So that one's a little outside. Dart still up on the mound, as you said. Despite the 7 runs, Dart still chugging away here in the 5th inning. As that one's popped up to left field. Drew Rokita handles it, and And he will make the catch, so that'll do it for Onsted. They get a runner that goes all the way to third, but no more than that, and we will play a 6th inning.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball, only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun.
Come on, go for cake.
Cakes are for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes. And it's go for cakes. Open wide, stuff your face. There's always room for more gopher cakes. Empty the box, then reload. Eat those gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
7-0. Onsted leading here in the top of the 6th. Addison hoping to chalk some runs up on the board here in this inning. They're going to do it with Dallas Hydrator on the mound still for Onsted as there's a ground ball to the left side.
There's just
nice
one
play there
place
by Josh Tyree. And Nate McLeod, or excuse me, Andrew Ams records the first out of the inning. Pretty smooth sailing so far for Hydrator. He's given up just 2 base runners, 1 hit, couple 3-4 Ks.
Not a bad outing.
It's not quite done yet, though, as now Nate McLeod, the right fielder, steps in for Addison. First pitch curveball is swung on and missed.
Throws a knuckleball. Trips McLeod up.
McLeod way out in front on his front foot there, but he was able to foul it off.
0-2 count now. Let's see if Hydrator brings a high fastball here.
Looks like he's going to go back with the knuckleball. So it was Lobestall calling for the 4. Didn't fool McLeod that time as he sat on it. Now 1-2. Fastball there, up and away. Evens the count. Swung on and foul out of play. Looks like Napoleon now has arrived at the field. Ready for that second game. Of course, that second game, the other semifinal in this classic between Napoleon and Columbia Central. Napoleon, last year's winner, beat
Columbia Central.
Columbia Central, last year's winner. As there's strike 3 for McLeod. Give Hydrator his 5th strikeout in 3 innings. Nice little curveball there. Scott Lobestall thought it was strike and had to hesitate a little bit after the umpire had no say for it.
Yeah, Hydrator loves throwing that first pitch curveball.
And comes back with a fastball now makes it 1-1. Jacob Graham, the batter for Addison. He's 1 for 2 as a single to the right side and a pop out to the pitcher.
Gets him looking.
Lobestall does indeed get him looking, so Addison sends the minimum to the plate here in the top of the 6th. We're going to have the bottom of the 6th coming up. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Welcome back to the Woodbat Classic between Onsted Wildcats and the Addison Panthers. Onsted is still leading in the bottom of the 6th, 7-0, with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Addison made a pitching change to number 16, Brett Burris. I'm alongside Sean Kane here on a great day. Lovely day for baseball.
Oh, fantastic day for baseball indeed. We're going to have a couple of defensive changes as well for the Panthers. Nate McLeod will now take over behind the plate as Burris has moved to the mound. Hunter Dart, who started this game, is now in center field. Everything else staying the same for Addison. So the final line on Dart, he threw 5 innings, gave up 7 runs, had a couple Ks, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, and 9 hits. So Dart will make way for Burris as, like you said, the 2, 3, 4 coming up in Hydebrader, Ayat, and Lobestall. Dallas, the pitcher currently for Onsted, takes ball 1. He's single, doubled, and grounded out so far today. Dallas, he's got 3 RBIs to his name as that one is, or catches the outside corner for strike 1. Now 1-1 is the count. This 2, 3, 4, 5 combination, well, Duke not in there anymore, but 2, 3, 4 for sure. Definitely looms large for opposing pitchers. Hydebrader not an easy out. Pat Ayat, one of the best hitters in the county, and then Scott Lobestall, arguably the best hitter in the county, following him. As Hydebrader swings through that one for strike 2.
Takes one a bit high there.
That one's popped straight up. McLeod can't find it and
right up the elevator shaft.
Won't make the catch, so Hydebrader survives, fortunately. And he will return to the plate for another chance.
Well, let's see if that comes back to haunt Addison right here.
As there's
and it does.
Ball 4, so Hydebrader is aboard with the leadoff man. Slight breeze still blowing, this time now left to right, so it's a little twirlish out there. Nothing that will help or hinder a ball in the air, probably. Onsted is starting to feel the victory. Now as
Dallas gives tribute to Cam Newton with a dab on his way down to first base.
McLeod might make him work a little for that as he throws over.
Yep.
Hydrator, definitely a threat to steal. As there's strike one on Pat Hyatt. Hyatt saw some pitches his last time up as he walked. So there's a ground ball back up the middle. It's going to get through the infield, so runner will advance as Hydrator takes second base, and now it's first and second with no outs for Scott Lobestall.
Well, we might be looking at a double steal here. Try to get runners at second and third. Try to get runners in position for Scott to score them in. He's leading the county in RBIs. Coach Randall might want him to stay up there.
Lobestall has been really quiet today. A couple ground outs, 3 ground outs actually. He did reach base last time on a fielder's choice. So definitely due, as that one's up and away. As you said, Lobestall leading. And we'll get to that in a second as there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Nice, easy flip over to the third for another fielder's choice as Hydrator will now trot back to the dugout. And, of course, Worker now, if it's the same, will come out and courtesy run for the catcher.
And he does.
So first and second now for Ethan Kosmina. It's a tough name.
Well, when you first see it.
Kosmina. Anyway, back to Hydrator there. You know, we've been talking about his.
You mean Hydrator?
No, excuse me. Back to Lobestall. See, now you got me all messed up. Back to Lobestall. Lobestall is third in batting average in the county. First in hits with 27. First in doubles with 8. And then as that one will advance the runners.
Ill-advised throw back to second base there to try to get the runner. That goes out to the outfield. Runners advance.
He's first in the county in runs batted in with 28. We're still talking about Lobestall here. And then pitching-wise, we haven't even talked about his, well, not much, as there's a strike. Not talked about that much about his pitching. He is first in terms of record. He has 6 wins. That's the most out of anyone in the LCA or in the county. And then let me see if I can do my math here. He's 6th in the county in strikeouts with 35. So that one's fouled off the mask. You could say that's pretty good. A little better than most.
Absolutely, yep. Still has a ways to catch Sam Ben-Scooter in the strikeout tally, though.
That he does, as Ben Scooter sits at 68, the Tecumseh starting pitcher.
I believe he's a Michigan State commit, right?
You'd know more than I would.
I think that's the case.
That one's thrown back to the backstop. Hyatt coming to score. He'll slide in safely.
That ended up missing Kosmina. I thought that hit his foot.
Sometimes it's good to get out of the way of a pitch.
Yeah. Well, that brings the score to 8-0 Onsted. See if Kosmina can make it 9-0 right here.
Still threatening. As there's a ball low. Kosmina picks up his first RBI of the day. in his second at bat. He walked last time up. He also replaced Landon Duke after we suspect Duke might have pulled a muscle. Rounding third base, there's a ground ball to the third baseman. It's going to be a tough throw off the mark.
That was the first error by Nickel all game.
That's going to score a run.
Oh, Kosmina going to third.
And
he gets there safely.
Yep, Kosmina will extend that one all the way to 3. So I'm going to, that's a tough one. I'm going to give him a base hit. I think that's a tough play for Nickel. No, hear me out. I think that's a tough play for Nickel to make. I think Kosmina's there. And then I'm going to give an E to Kosmina for him getting to third. I think it evens it out. I think that would be the right playbook call.
Okay. So let's see. That would count as an RBI then?
Yep, Worker does score. Worker was running for Lobestall.
This actually brings Kosmina as the winning run right here. Infield comes in for Addison.
Not so much the winning run, more of the mercy run. The winning run was way back in the first when Josh Tyree scored.
That's true.
But
the game-ending
run. The game-ending run.
The walk-off run.
The broadcast-ending run. And it's Isaac Henry with a chance to knock him in. That one's inside.
Oh, this could be it right here.
Here comes Kosmina to the plate.
He got it.
And he's going to say he's in there. And that will do it for the first game of the 2016 Irish Hills Woodbat Classic. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be back with post-game action. After these messages, it's Onsted winning 10-0 in 6. I'm Sean Kane. That's Wade Hydrator. We'll be right back after this. You have been watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
And we're out.
You got plans?
You bet.
$50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me.
What's going on?
Dinner. Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plates.
Plates?
Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the LSN postgame show. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrator here after the Onsted victory over the Addison Panthers by a score of 10-0. It was a really high offensive game for Onsted. A lot of hits, a lot of runs scored, good base running as well, and it was highlighted by our LSN player of the game this afternoon, Dallas Hydrator. He was 2 for 3, had a walk, a single, and a double. Wade, you want to talk about him a little bit?
Yeah, Dallas. You had 3 RBIs and a double. What contributed to just your power hitting for tonight?
I was just jumping on the early fastballs.
All right. And you also pitched 3 innings, had 6 strikeouts, no earned runs, and only 1 hit. I saw you were throwing a couple knuckleballs, curveballs. What helped you keep your game on top of your pitching?
Just throwing strikes and changing the speeds and throwing different pitches. It really made a difference.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so of course there were other players in this one. Isaac Henry started the game for Onsted, and he did a fantastic job. He threw 2 innings and then, of course, was replaced by Dallas. We also have the coach, Coach Randall here for Onsted. Coach, you came out, did what you wanted to do. We talked about, an offensive power, a younger Addison team that you faced there. You guys came out, scored every inning for the first 4 or 5 innings. At the plate today, what was your guys' focus and how did you guys execute?
We just, we got a lot of experienced hitters, so we just swinging at strikes and moving runners over and good base running like we're supposed to do. And these guys know how to play the game, so that was what we were doing, and that's what we did, and we're pretty good at it and successful that first game. So
now coming up, you got the winner of the Columbia Central Napoleon game, which is going to be happening here in a couple minutes. You guys found yourself here last year in the championship. How are you guys going to close it out this year?
Well, we'll be prepared with our bats. We'll be ready with our experience. That helps us a lot. But we're going to have our best 2 pitchers going in the championship game between Scotty and Patrick Ayatt, and we'll do our best to get a championship and bring the wood back to Onsted.
All right, thank you, Coach. Congratulations and good luck later.
Thanks.
All right, fans, stay with us. Coming up next is the 2016 Woodbat Classic Championship game between Onsted and Brooklyn Columbia Central. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The odds of this boy achieving his dream in fashion? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrater here, and we are at the 2016 Woodbat Classic Tournament here at Addison, and now it's time for the championship game coming at you between Onsted and Columbia Central. Onsted got here pretty easily, a 10-0 mercy of Addison through 6 innings, had a great outbreak. On the other side, Columbia Central, they had a little bit of a tougher test, had to go to extras, but once they made it to that 8th inning, the bats came alive, and eventually a nice easy victory over Napoleon. You want to talk a little bit more about Onsted and what they got to do here today?
Well, Onsted had a combination of timely hits and great pitching, and they were just able to tear Addison apart pretty easily. So right here we have Coach Matt Randall from Onsted. Coach, you got here last year to the championship against the same team, and it was a disappointing and tough loss for you. What can you do this time around to make sure that you guys win?
Well, last year's in the past, so we're a lot different team than we were last year. A lot more experience, and we'll just play our game, and hopefully we keep hitting the ball like we have been, keep feeling like we have been, and take care of itself.
All right. Good luck to you, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, now on the other side, Columbia Central started off a little bit slower in that first game against Napoleon, fell to a 5-0 deficit and pretty much erased it in 2 or 3 innings, forced extra innings, and then showed Napoleon, who really was meant to be in that championship game, with a large victory, 15-7 over them. So they definitely think they deserve to be here, and I am with Columbia Central's coach. Right now, Coach, this is a familiar setting for you guys, second year in a row, if more, in this championship game. How do you guys want to repeat your victory from last year?
Like I said, our bats came alive against Napoleon, and we've had this trophy last 4 out of 5 years. So Onsted took us twice last week, so looking for a little revenge. Field the ball and hopefully make it a good game.
Who are you guys going to go with on the mound, and what are you looking for out of your team when it comes to the plate?
Scott Knopp's going to start for us tonight. Just looking to play defense, field the balls that are hit to us, and score a couple runs. Hopefully he can keep us in the ballgame. All
right, thank you, Coach. Good luck. All right, well, we'll be right back with the first pitch of the championship game between Onsted and Columbia Central. Don't go anywhere. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball on LSN, the home of Lenawee Sports.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and the Lenawee Sports Network. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and the Lenawee Sports Network.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive, sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun, but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers, helping student athletes develop,
while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game! Hey fans, time for some championship baseball. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrater. Thank you for joining us for the final of the 2016 Woodbat Classic between Onsted, the Wildcats, and Brooklyn Columbia Central. First, we'll discuss a little in recap of how each team got here. Onsted, as we said in the pregame, a little easier path than Columbia Central's. There's a first pitch ball from Scott Knopp of Columbia Central. Onsted mercied Addison 10-0 in their semifinal game. Only took 6 innings for the Wildcats.
Yep, that's right. Dallas Hydrator had a heck of a game, going 2 for 3 with a double, 3 RBIs. He also pitched 3 innings, had 6 strikeouts. Only gave up 1 hit.
Knopp throwing hard, but as of right now has struggled to find the strike zone. This pushes it to 3-0. And there's ball 4 on pitch 4, so Tyree, who had 2 hit by pitches in the first game, is aboard with no outs.
Finds a way on base. That's all you can ask for in a leadoff man. And now Knopp's going to have his hands full with these 2, 3, and 4 hitters.
Now up to bat is Dallas Hybriders. He's going to lay down a bunt to the right side. Will easily move Tyree over.
He does his job.
So now a dug on the pond for Onsted as Tyree stands on second with big Pat Iott coming up.
If you hadn't tuned in for the earlier game, Pat Iott is actually leading the county right now in home runs with 3.
And almost made it 4 in that first game too.
That's true.
If you will remember. As the stands are starting to fill up here. Nice evening game. Sun hasn't yet gone beneath the trees yet, so no shadows to deal with out there. As there's a strike.
And here's the delivery.
Gets a piece of it out to left field. Bryce Wangler's going to make the catch out there in the shadows, and Tyree will have to hold at second. So after walking the leadoff batter, Knopp has gotten the next 2 rather easily. And that'll bring up the 4-hitter, Scott Lobestall. Lobestall not only performing at the plate today, but it's also going to be on the mound for Onsted to at least begin this game. We were talking to Coach Matt Randall of Onsted as there's a strike from Knopp, and he was saying that there's definitely going to be a pitch count on Lobestall after throwing quite a few pitches in his last outing just a few days ago. He also mentioned that if it were to come where Lobestall would have to be pulled from the game, Pat Iott would be the next to go for the Wildcats. As there's a off-speed pitch that was left up by Knopp.
Yep, and Pat Iott's a great pitcher. Him and Scott have this 1-2 punch that it's hard for teams to come back between 2 good pitchers. Pat last year was in the running for County Pitcher of the Year. Finished just behind Sam Ben Scooter of Tecumseh.
Ben Scooter again having a fantastic year, leading the county in strikeouts with 68. Swung on and popped back up and out of play.
Fouled behind us. And it missed the cars.
Lucky fan from Muskogee, Michigan is going to go home with a souvenir from that one. That curveball in the dirt. Lobestall holds off as he extends his at-bat. Lobestall hitless in the first game, the semifinal against Addison. Couple ground outs from fielder's choices. Scored a run, though, had a RBI. Lobestall, the senior, sees time behind the plate as well, as there's a drive into right center.
Burns the center fielder. He's going 2 on it.
Noah Osborne isn't able to get to it, and Lobestall come up with a stand-up double. And that will be the first run of the game for either team as Onsted strikes first.
And the sack bunt by Hydrator that got Tyree to second ends up paying over in dividends for Onsted. And looks like we have, let's see, I believe that is number 12, Colton Kaiser, coming to courtesy run over at second base.
So that'll bring up the fifth hitter, Henry Isaac, playing right field today. Isaac got the start in the first game. Went 2 innings, no runs. First one's in the dirt from Knopp.
Well, Onsted really needs Isaac to come through right here. A double right here to score that run in would, create a 2-0 lead. Definitely need more than that against a good team like this and against a good pitcher like Knopp.
A low one in the dirt has the fans questioning at that strike call, but nonetheless, as Knopp is bothered by the second base runner, Kaiser. There's strike 2 on Isaac Henry as our umpire goes up with the right hand. Brett Tyndall, Chase Tompkins, Cole Partridge, and Kyle Scheel round out the infield as that one's hit right at Tompkins, the second baseman. He'll flip it over to first for out number 3, and well, they get through it, but Onsted does score a run. Josh Tyree coming around for the Wildcats.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with the next half inning right after this. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to the Woodbat Classic between Onsted Wildcats and the Brooklyn Columbia Central Golden Eagles. Onsted took a quick 1-0 lead after a Dallas Hyde Raiders sacrifice bunt and a Scott Lobestall double. Scott Lobestall is also pitching on the mound for the Wildcats as Columbia Central comes to take their first at-bats of the game.
Scott Lobestall 6-0 on the season, going for win number 7 here this evening.
Yep, Scott's in the running for County Pitcher of the Year right now. He's
Rightfully
got
so.
Quite a lot of strikeouts, great record at 6-0, the most in the league, or most in the county rather. And he's just been a dominant pitcher all year for the Wildcats. It's no surprise that Coach Randall would choose to elect Scott as the pitcher for this game.
So it'll be Noah Osborne leading it off for the Columbia Central Eagles. Golden Eagles, excuse me. Was not aware there, he had to put a color in there. But yes, the Columbia Central Golden Eagles leading off. Noah Osborne, center fielder. And the first pitch from Lobestall is strike 1. Hugging that inside corner. Lobestall pretty good at moving around the plate. As he goes back outside with that one, and it's popped up by Osborne. Ranging to his right is Pat Iott, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
That's something Scott's been good at all year, is getting guys to pop up and out. With his kind of stuff, it's hard to just get right on top of a ball and just send it for a liner.
A very quick and efficient pitcher. As Lobestall doesn't, as there's a off-speed strike one, doesn't mess around with, you know, too many balls, decides to go right after a hitter. Makes quick work. As right there you see foul ball for strike 2.
And these first pitch strikes that Scott keeps getting is another reason why he's been so effective as a pitcher this season.
This is Bryce Wangler for Columbia Central, left fielder. So he swung on. Flies that one down the left field line, ranging over is Jarrett Wyrick, but he will make the catch.
Got it nice and easy.
For out number 2. As you can see, the shadows start to creeping in over in left field as the sun continues to set here.
You know, I'll bet you Jarrett doesn't really mind that. Probably makes it a little nice and cool for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not nice and cool over here right now.
The sun is beating down on us, that's for sure.
Another first pitch strike from Lobestall.
Two outs, nobody on.
Ground ball right back to Lobestall. He'll flip over to Wagner for the third out. And that will do it for Columbia Central in the bottom of the first.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching the Onsted Woodbat Classic Championship only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything. Dress code optional.
Apparently.
1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
And welcome back to LSN's coverage of the 2016 Wood Bat Classic here at Addison High School in Addison, Michigan. We're about to start with the top of the second inning, where we'll have Chase Wagner up to bat.
Yep, we had a tough first inning, just 1-0 after 1 inning of play. And looks like both pitchers are settling in pretty nicely here. We'll see what Knopp can do with the bottom of the order.
First pitch strike from Knopp, and the lone run that scored in that first inning for the Wildcats was a Knopp walk. As that one's fouled back and out of play. Nice play there by Coach Randall. Reliving some of his glory days.
He can try.
And that one's fouled up and out.
Just a defensive swing there by Wagner.
Almost hitting our technical director, Miguel. Man, that was a close one. Good thing he's covered by a safety and trusty pavilion. as he gets hit by a pitch and now will take his base.
So after a quick 0-2 count, hits him by a pitch. Let's see if the Wildcats can capitalize on that.
So leadoff batter on once again for the Wildcats. As that one's up and through the glove of Dylan Gary, and Wagner will take second base easily. That one got away from both Knopp and Gray.
Well, Wyrick's still going to have to hit a ball pretty deep and in the gap if they expect Chase to score here. He's a big guy.
That one up again as looked like Wyrick might have been thinking about squaring. Now 2-0 as Wyrick squares again indeed. That one up once again. Wyrick not playing in the first game, came in about the fourth inning in replace of Landon Duke. Duke, we think, might have pulled a muscle rounding third base on a play at home and was pulled from the game shortly after that play. So Wyrick will replace him in the batting order. Also additions to Onsted's batting orders. There's a bunt easily picked up by Kyle Scheel. So the sacrifice again does his job as Wyrick's able to move over Wagner. But another addition to Onsted's lineup is Harrison Worker, who will take the spot at second base, and the Wildcats will choose to go without a DH in this championship game.
Yeah, Harrison Worker here, he's a small kid. He doesn't really get too many at-bats, but when he does, he settles in there pretty well. You won't see him strike out that often.
Worker also has some wheels on him. He has the ability to swipe a bag, should given the opportunity. There's a strike on the inside corner, well framed by the catcher Dylan Gray.
Ooh, and squeeze.
Worker looking to pull some magic there, but he's going to foul it back off, and essentially with 2 outs, you won't see that attempt again, so Worker will be given the green light to swing. Or not.
Ooh. Tried the foul on the bunt on 2 strikes.
So Worker will take a seat on the bench after fouling out. Does that go down as a swinging strikeout?
That would be just a bunt foul strikeout. Yep.
We'll make it a swinging one. Because I don't want to
write
write
that wouldn't be a looking strikeout.
Bunt foul strikeout in my book. For those of you keeping along at home, since we'll be on the same page, we'll both put swinging strikeout. So that'll bring up Garrett Hunt, center fielder for this team, as he drives one back past the shortstop, and that will score Wagner.
What a laser shot there by Garrett Hunt. Way to come through in the clutch. So Onsted takes a 2-0 lead with 2 outs here in the second.
And now will come the top of the order, and Josh Tyree.
You got to watch for Garrett Hunt here. He's leading the team in stolen bases. He might try something here.
Knopp takes a peek. There goes Hunt, but Tyree was swinging on the pitch. So we'll have to do it all over again. 2 outs. Wagner led it off with a hit by pitch. It was Jarrett Wyrick that moved him over to third after he took second on a pass ball. And then after the worker strikeout, it was Hunt who knocked him in as Hunt takes second base there standing up.
There was no one from Columbia Central covering the bag. The second baseman was lucky to get over to that throw.
Chase Tompkins getting there just in time for the Golden Eagles. So that puts a runner in position for Tyree. He walked on 4 pitches his first time up, eventually came around to score the first run of the game. As there's a line drive back up the middle, coming in is Noah Osborne, and he'll make the catch. So the Wildcats strand a runner. Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You are watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the Woodbat Classic Championship game between the Onsted Wildcats and the Columbia Central Golden Eagles. Right now we have a 2-0 game as Onsted has the lead with Columbia Central coming up to the bottom of the second inning.
First pitch there from Lobestall from Lobestall. It's ball 1, and that one inside 2 as well. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydrater. As there's a strike on the outside corner. That one popped up. Shallow left center. Everyone converging on it, but it will be Garrett Hunt to make the play out in center field.
Yep, that was good communication there by Hunt. Jarrett Wyrick from left field really running in fast on that, and Hunt was able to get the better angle and call him off.
So Dylan Gray's out, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Garrig Elliott. Elliott digs in on the left side. That one just a tad up from Lobestall. Pat Iott, Dallas Hydrater, Harrison Worker, Chase Wagner round out your Wildcat infield. Of course, Tyree behind the plate. Then across the outfield is Wyrick, Hunt, and Henry. One and one the count now.
And here comes the delivery.
Something rare that we haven't seen out of Lobestall so far this season is, you know, falling behind, whether it be 3-0, 3-1. As we said, a real efficient pitcher.
Yep, usually keeps ahead.
There's a ground ball back with middle, slow roller. It's going to be a tough play for Hydrator. He comes across, makes it like it was easy. And I know what you guys are thinking at home. There's two similar last names that pop up on your screen. There's a Hydrator out on the field, and then there's one talking to you through your TV set. Well, don't be confused, guys. I don't know if you want to tell them or if I'm going to have to break the news to them.
Yep, I'm the brother of Dallas Hydrator out there, so I might be a little biased in the commentary here, but I'll try to keep it objective. But that was a heck of a play.
That I will attest to. I have no relation to Hydrator, and he's going to try and make another one here, throwing across his body. That one in the dirt. So now here comes Tyndall. He's going to try for second base, and he'll be in there standing up after, unfortunately, the error from Hydrator. So what was the difference between that one and the last one?
Well, that one was an easy play, and he made it look really hard. And on that other one, it looked like a really hard play, and he makes it look easy. So I don't know what was up right there.
So with 2 outs now, Tyndall is on second base, and Golden Eagles have a chance here with Kyle Scheel up to the plate. He fouls the first one.
Yeah, unfortunately, right there, Dallas ended up ruining Scott's potential 2 games in a row for a perfect game. Back on Tuesday against Hillsdale, he threw one in 5 innings with 6 strikeouts. So they might have a little something to chat about in the next half inning here.
Well, fortunately, that was ruled an error, so we still have hope for other things as Scheel takes a strike, and that one's fouled back off towards a group of fans. Scheel staying alive here, 2 strikes on him. And out in front of that one is Scheel, and that will do it for the Golden Eagles in the second.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching the Woodbat Classic Championship only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun.
Oh, go for cake!
Cakes are for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes. And it's go for cakes. Open wide, stuff your face. There's always room for more Gopher cakes. Empty the box, then reload. Eat those Gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back to the 2016 Woodbat Classic. You just saw Dallas Hydrator pop out to the shortstop, Cole Partridge. And now that'll bring up Pat Iott. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us this evening and throughout the day if you were here with us earlier. It's been a fun Friday afternoon of baseball. And we are excited for the next 4 innings of championship baseball between Onsted and Columbia Central. Onsted leading this one 2-0. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Heidbreder as Pat Iott drives that one down the line and foul.
Yep, he turned on that one, drove it a long way, just way too foul.
Fun fact for all you fans at home, Pat Iott's commonly known nickname by what I'm assuming is his mother that we just heard is Patty Cake. As he drives that one into the right center gap, but it's Noah Osborne making a nice catch once again to swipe away a hit from a Wildcat player.
Onsted's going to have to start getting on top of the ball. That's 2 flyouts in a row here.
And that'll bring up the pitcher, Scott Lobestall. He swings on the first one and fouls it back. Could potentially be a very quick hitting for Scott Knopf. He hasn't had one of those yet. Already 2 down and barely multiple digit pitches thrown. Ooh, and that one hit the bat of Lobestall. Knopf looked like he kind of got his feet caught up in that rather large hole for the landing spot of a pitcher's mound. And I think it was a curveball coming out of the hand.
Something. It was definitely off speed. I can't believe that.
It was,
up getting his bat.
back behind Lobestall, and instead of hitting him, it hit the knob of his bat. And there's a ground ball to Partridge, and that'll do it for Onsted in the third. The Wildcats send the minimum to the plate. Coming up next is Cole Partridge for Columbia Central, but we're going to take a quick break. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN. You're home for Lenawee Sports.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
All right, welcome back. Again, you just saw Cole Partridge line out to Heidbreder. So already 1 down, 1 pitch went out for Scott Lobestall. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Heidbreder. As that one's popped up and out of play over by the softball field that neighbors the Addison baseball field here. It's 2016 Woodbat Classic out of Addison High School. You're watching Onsted against Columbia Central in the championship game. If you weren't here with us earlier, it was Onsted versus Addison that we televised in the late morning afternoon, and then after that one it was Napoleon and Columbia Central. Obviously Columbia Central winning that one. Tommy Plummer getting the first hit of the day for Columbia Central.
Yep, that just broke the no-hitter.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So I guess Scott can't be too hard on Dallas for that error in the last inning.
Don't make me laugh. So that'll bring up the top of the order Noah Osborne as he swings through the first pitch.
Golden Eagles really need to get that runner in on first in so they can cut this lead down to 1. Onsted still holding on to a 2-0 lead.
Plummer showing no signs of advancing himself. Osborne out in center field today. He's made a couple nice catches out there as he swings and drives this one down the line. It's going to be close. And
that is foul.
It will be foul. It was Wyrick in pursuit, but was unable to get there. So Osborne will take another shot at it. Osborne awaiting the 2-strike pitch from Lobestall now, as it's Plummer leading off first. There's another swing, and it's driven into left field. Wyrick takes a step back and will make the catch as Plummer retreats to first. So nice swing, a nice hit. Just unfortunately right at the left fielder in Wyrick. And that'll be out number 2.
Yep, that's right. And Jarrett Wyrick is definitely a vacuum out there. He is not really one to make an error out there or misread a ball. Actually, this entire outfield is pretty solid for the Wildcats.
There goes Plummer, and it's swung on as well as it's driven to the center fielder. It's going to be caught. So Bryce Wangler can't get the job done either, and Columbia Central will get a runner, but nothing more. As we head to the bottom of the third and Onsted's at bat, we're watching Lenawee Sports, LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
And we're out.
You got plans?
You bet.
$50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me.
What's going on?
Dinner. Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plates.
Plates?
Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The odds of becoming a successful NASCAR driver, 1 in 125 billion. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we get underway, we're proud to say that the Lenawee Sports Network provides local sports coverage that airs on LISD TV. Overseen by our instructors and operated by our students, LSN offers live sports broadcast experience to all high school students within the Lenawee Intermediate School District. If you would like to join the team, please email us at lisdtv@lisd.us. All right, thank you again, guys, for tuning in to this LSN broadcast of the 2016 Woodbat Classic. We're here at the championship game between the Onsted Wildcats and the Columbia Central Golden Eagles. That was Isaac Henry fouling one off to the right. I'm joined now by Zach Higgins. Zach is also an attendee of Onsted Community Schools. Zach, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty well.
Zach has been with us just about all day. He was our director in the first game, helped a little bit in the second game. So, Zach, we appreciate all you can do for us back behind the camera as Isaac Henry strikes out swinging there, and we're glad that we can get you out in front of it. So, Zach, through 3 1/3 now. What have you seen out of both Onsted and Columbia Central?
I think they're both doing well. I think that they need to get some hits, and as that one's drive.
Oh, not a hit though, unfortunately.
It was a nice hit, though.
That was Chase Wagner flying out to the center fielder, Noah Osborne. But continuing on, Mr. Higgins.
Yeah, the pitching's doing pretty well. And as I said, they need to get the bats going, get some through the middle for some base hits to drive in some runs.
Yeah, as you said, up to Jarrett Wyrick now to get the bats going here in the top of the fourth, as there's an off-speed strike from Knopp. Knopp entering his fourth inning of work. He's pitched well through 3, I'd say. 2 runs allowed, just 2 hits allowed as well. He's got a couple Ks. So he's been pretty steady. Hasn't had the run support that he would have liked as a pitcher. So that one's fouled back. Wyrick, his first time up, sacrificed to move Chase Wagner over to the third, and Wagner eventually scored.
That one's high.
Ooh, nice off-speed pitch there, and Onsted is out in the 4th inning. Seemed like it went a little too quick, but they sent the minimum. So we'll come back with the bottom of the 4th and Columbia Central's at-bats.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic.
That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids.
We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone.
And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education.
HSF.net.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Huntington!
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear? You got your personal references, high school diploma or equivalent?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
It's right there.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
And welcome back to the 2016 Woodbat Classic and LSN's coverage of it. I'm Sean Kane now, this time alongside Zach Higgins. Zach joined us in the top of the 4th. Coming back, you just missed a fly out by Scott Knopp to the center fielder for Onsted, Garrett Hunt.
That one's grounded to second.
Highbrader from his knees. Wow, what a play.
That was a beautiful throw right there from Highbrader.
So that was Dylan Gray, who was at bat there. Sorry we didn't get to that one before he hit it, but Dylan Gray, who just grounded out to Dylan Highbrader, and a great play by Highbrader to get him there.
It's one of the better plays that I've seen today.
That it is, indeed. I think we've had some consistent baseball, but we're missing a fantastic play. And I think we've seen 2 out of Highbrader here today as well.
Yeah. He's having quite a game.
So now that's going to bring up Garrick Elliott, as he's first pitch swinging to Highbrader, who will range to his left and make a nice
Another
strong
good throw
to get the out. So Columbia Central takes the same amount of time as Onsted did in the 4th, and we'll go to the 5th. Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The odds of this boy achieving his dream in fashion? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here at the 2016 Woodbat Classic. I'm Zachary Higgins alongside Sean Kane.
Again, thank you for joining our coverage. We're LSN, Lenawee Sports Network. We're happy to be here on this absolutely beautiful.
I know, this is amazing weather for baseball today.
We've been missing it recently, as that good old Michigan weather has been getting to us, but not today. Nothing but sunny, clear skies, mid-70s, I'd say.
Yep.
So can't complain. We've had a great day of baseball, and we've still got about 3 innings to go. That one's fouled straight back and over the pavilion here behind us. Up to bat now for the Wildcats is Harrison Worker. Worker came in as a pinch runner in the first game and now is playing at second base. He struck out his first time up. That one low, so Worker now 1-1.
Another one fouled.
Not caught by a Columbia Central player, so once again Worker stays alive.
Pitcher's taking his time walking back up to the mound.
Scott Knopp still dealing for this Golden Eagles team, as that one grazes the outside corner, but no strike call from our home plate umpire here today. He has been very good over the last 2 innings. 3 straight, been very quick innings out of Knopp, as that one's in the dirt, and Worker will be aboard. First time since since Garrett Hunt, who is up to bat now, that the Wildcats have had a base runner. So 8 straight retired by Knopp before Worker reached.
See if Hunt can drive in a run or at least advance.
He looks to bunt and
throw back to first base, but he's safe.
Worker was getting a little anxious there on the right side, so little warning from Dylan Gray there on the throwback. Both Hunt and Worker getting their signs from their third base coach and head coach.
Another throwback.
Matt Randall down there is the pickoff attempt, keeps Worker true at first. A lot of small ball going on here today. Woodbat tournament kind of changes the aspect of how you want to play, as there's a bunt that goes straight down and foul back behind the plate. So 2 strikes now on Garrett Hunt. Worker still at first base.
Playing with these wood bats is indeed different than with the normal aluminum.
That went up and out. It is definitely a different game when you throw in the wood bat
It is.
aspect to it. Obviously, the aluminum gives it so much more power coming off of initial contact, and with the wood bats, you got to really hit it a certain way every time if you want any sort of power. As there goes Worker from first base, and he'll be in there without a throw. So give Worker another stolen base, as Garrett Hunt now has a duck on the pond for him. Onsted still leads 2-0 here in the 5th inning.
That one's high. See if you can get there. Nope.
No, they're going to give it a foul ball too, as it just went outside the foul line. Home plate umpire making the call there, so we'll rewind and do it again. Still 2 strikes on Garrett Hunt.
That one was just outside those foul lines.
Up from Knopp, and 3-2 now the count, as Hunt has worked all the way back from the 0-2 that he dug himself into earlier. So now the payoff pitch coming from Knopp, as that one's fouled back to the screen. Always difficult, as we talk about a lot, you know, batting with 1 or 2 strikes as compared to 2-0, 2-1. It really changes your mentality when you're at the plate.
It does.
That one swung on and missed by Garrett Hunt. So there is the first out of the inning for the Wildcats, and we'll bring up the top of the order with Harrison Worker still on second base. Here comes Josh Tyree.
Ooh.
First one up and in as Tyree ducks out of the way. Tyree had a walk in the first inning, eventually came around to score, and then lined out to the center fielder in the second as he takes ball 2.
I've noticed that these pitchers have a lot of different pitches and combinations that I've never seen before.
As Knopp steps off, it's definitely something as you get older, you definitely want to work into your arsenal as a variety of pitches, whether it be fastballs, curveballs, changeups, just something that isn't consistent all the time. It's really easy as a batter if you know that the fastball is coming to hit, but if you have to be aware of the off speed and different types of off speed, it helps a lot more. So there's ball 4, so Tyree picks up his second walk of the evening. And he's been on base 4 times today after getting hit by 2 pitches in the first game. Now up is Heed Brader, who has a sack and a pop out so far at the plate today. He's swung on and missed, but stealing is both Worker and Tyree, and they're going to get Worker at third. So -1, but keep the guy on second as Tyree advanced as well on runner indifference. But Worker's caught stealing, so now we have 2 outs.
That one's low.
Here in
and
the
inside.
top of the 5th. 1-1 the count on Highbrader. Highbrader, as I said, popped out in sacrifice, but in the first game, he had a single, a double, and a walk plus 3 RBIs. He was our LSN player of the game Then here's
There's one in the gap.
a drive into left center.
A hard hit there as he takes second base.
And that'll be his 4th RBI of the night as Tyree comes around to score. And now we're looking back at that stolen base attempt by Worker and the idea from Coach Randall, and you got to question whether it was the right call or not, with the hindsight being 20/20. So, thanks to Dallas Highbrader, the Wildcats now leading 3-0.
Highbrader really has had himself a heck of a night.
There's a
Another
swing
one
by Pat Iyett, pretty much in the same place, but this time it's Bryce Wangler ranging over to make the catch, the left fielder. So Onsted will get one, but no more as Iyett flies out to left field.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
All right, welcome back to LSN's coverage of the 2016 Irish Hills Woodbat Classic, 10th annual time. This fantastic tournament has been put on out here. This year's host is Addison. This tournament originated back in 2007, and it was a makeup of Onsted, Columbia Central, Napoleon, and Addison, as it is still to this day, 4 teams battling it off.
That one's inside for ball 1.
And it's Lobostal back out to the mound for his 5th inning of work. Has been pretty good so far. Just the one single to Tommy Plummer.
That one's in there for strike 1. Count now 1-1.
He's given up just the one hit to Plummer, as well as there was an error on Tyndall. So those are the only 2 base runners for Columbia Central so far. As there's strike 2 swinging from number 4, Brett Tyndall. Again, Tyndall reached on an error his last time up. He was the first base runner for this Golden Eagle team in the 3rd inning.
That one's in the dirt.
There's shadows starting to reach the infield now as Highbrader and Iyett, the shortstop and third baseman, both pretty much covered.
Full count. Ooh, strike 3. Beautiful pitch by Lobostal.
So that's the first strikeout of the night for Scott Lobostal. Shocking to see come so late, but nonetheless, as that brings up Kyle Scheel, and That first pitch is in there for strike one.
Ooh, big swing there.
Lobestall really good at hiding that off speed until the very last second. That's why you see these big swings, is because batters think that it's going to stay up there, but it's going to really drop off, as that one was up and away. Lobestall works quick. Doesn't go from the windup, stays in the stretch. Doesn't like to ponder on the mound. Gets in, gets out. As that one's fouled off the mask of Tyree. And the umpire will stroll out to see Lobestall and give Josh a couple minutes. Always good to see that connection between the umpire and the catcher.
Yep.
Being a catcher myself back in the day, it was always common courtesy to stall a little bit when the catcher or the umpire took a shot, as that one's up from Lobestall. When the catcher or the umpire took a shot off a foul ball, just give him a little time to collect himself and hope that he will give you the call next time. As that one's fouled straight up. So Scheel stays alive here. It's 2 strikes. Trying to put the ball in play. Hasn't worked so far for the Golden Eagles. Again, just the 1 strikeout from Heed-Brader, so the defense behind him has been stellar. As that one's shot back up the middle and over second base. So, second hit of the night given up by Lobestall, as Scheel is aboard with 1 out. Now up to bat is Cole Partridge, the shortstop here tonight. Lined out his first time up hard to Dallas Heed-Brader down at short.
Got 1 duck in the pond now. See if he can drive him in. They sure need it. He brings that one in for strike one.
As our home plate umpire goes up with the right hand. Partridge has had a nice day in the field as well. He's made a couple nice plays over there in the hole between second and third, as there's the second strike from Lobestall. We'll see if he'll go right after him here or choose to throw away.
Lobestall taking his time.
That one swung on and driven down the right field line. It will go foul. Scheel not really showing any signs of trying to take second. Not edging off much of first other than the standard amount. We'll see if that changes as the at-bat goes on for Partridge. Tommy Plummer waiting on deck. He's got the only other hit of the night for Columbia Central, as that one's in the dirt.
Scott Lobestall steps off. Check swing there. Did he go? Nope.
Field umpire says no, he did not.
That was close. Home plate umpire takes time.
We're waiting to get confirmation on exactly why time was called. we're still waiting. A little confusion around here, so we'll get back to baseball. We'll try and alert you about that later. As Lobestall's first pitch after the timeout is fouled down the line. There's a shot over the top of Highbrader. He's not going to be able to get to it. It's in the gap. Coming over is Garrett Hunt.
Is he going to go set? Nope.
Well done from Hunt there to hold the base runner and Scheel at second, not advancing to third. But now the Eagles are starting to threaten as they've got 2 on.
This Onsted team really needs to get their defense up and running and stop these Eagles from scoring.
Tommy Plummer now coming to the plate. He's one of the lone Eagles that's had some success here against Lobestall. He had a single back in the third. As out comes Wildcats assistant coach to just have a quick chat with Onsted. Is in the field. More importantly, perhaps Scott Lobestall. Maybe want to calm him down a bit as he might be reaching his pitch maximum here.
He's had quite a good game here. Just slowing down a little bit. Getting down here, but I think once they're done and they calm him down a little bit, he'll be right back in there.
So a nice short meeting as players return to their respected spots.
Lobestall taking his time, checking first base. That one's high.
So runners at first and second. 1 out here for Tommy Plummer. He swings on and it's a high fly ball to left center field. Ranging over is Garrett Hunt in the shadows. He'll make the catch. Here comes Scheel from second, and they're going to say he was safe.
That was a beautiful throw from the outfield.
So the fly out from Plummer moves the runner over to third, and we'll have a first and third situation here now as it's Noah Osborne up to the plate.
See if he can score.
Osborne, the leadoff hitter, hasn't had much success today. Pop out and a fly out. As he swings on and flies that one to left field. Coming over is Highbrader in the grass, and he'll make the catch. So Columbia Central threatens but does not score. It'll be the middle of the order, 5, 6, 7 coming up for Onsted in the 6th.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball, only on LSN. Your home for Lenawee Sports.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
And welcome back. Just a quick short break as we bring you more 2016 Woodbat Classic action from Addison High School. It's the Onsted Wildcats taking on the Columbia Central Eagles, Golden Eagles. in the championship game of this 10th annual Wood Bat Tournament. Leading off for us is the fourth hitter and the pitcher, Scott Lobestall. As he swings and misses on that first curveball.
Nice curveball there.
The pitch from Scott Knopp is grounded to the shortstop Partridge, and he'll make the play. So Lobestall's out here in the 6th inning.
Now comes up Isaac Henry.
Henry grounded out and struck out as in his 2 at-bats so far here today. In the first game, he also grounded out, K'd and grounded out. Had an RBI though, despite not reaching base or getting a hit.
Nice pitch there for strike 1.
Henry was at the plate when a pass ball scored a runner from third.
That one's down in the dirt. It's a nice stop by the catcher.
Dylan Gray back behind the plate for Columbia Central here tonight. He's caught a good game so far, as that one from Knopp is up and Isaac Henry chases.
That one's passed.
Swung on and grounded to the third baseman in fair territory. It'll be Kyle Shield making the long throw across the diamond to get Isaac Henry. Great play there from the Eagles' third baseman. Definitely a tough throw to make, completely across the diamond like that. So now it'll be up to Chase Wagner here in the 6th. As that one's high up above the letters. Little off-speed action that got away from Knopp there. That one swung on and popped up down the right field line. It's going to be in front of the Onsted bench, and Brett Tyndall, the first baseman who was in pursuit, won't get there. So Wagner will live to see another pitch.
We are lucky for all of this fence that we have around us, because as many foul balls that we've had tonight, we'd be getting beat up.
Another pitch up from Knopp, and you're right. A lot of hard hit foul balls back and beyond. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Partridge bobbles it from his knees. He'll get up and make the throw, and they're going to say he got him.
That was a great stretch from the first baseman there to get the out.
Wagner doesn't run well, so they got him down at first, and that'll do it for Onsted in the 6th.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything, dress code optional.
Apparently. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
All right, welcome back once again. You're looking at Scott Lobestall right now. He's pitched quite a gem here so far for Onsted. He's given up just 3 hits. So for Columbia Central, it will be Bryce Wangler up. Wangler bats from the right side.
And that one in there for strike one.
Yes, it is. Strike one indeed as Lobestall back to work up on the mound. Just 1K to Scott's name today as he's let most of his defense do the work as there's a bunt down the left field line, or third base, line. It hits the lip of the grass and rolls foul, so.
We've had a lot of bunts here today also.
Yeah, and I think that definitely goes into the wood bat aspect of the tournament. You know, you can't rely on power with the wood bat, so small ball definitely comes into account in a tournament like this.
Definitely.
There's another softly hit ground ball at Highbrader. He wants to try and make the play on the run, but it hops over his glove, so it will put Wangler on first base. And I'm looking at my scorekeeper over there, Mr. Wade Highbrader. Are we going to go with an E there, or? Yeah, okay, well, looks like the official scorekeeper is going to give him an E. So put Bryce Wangler on first, and the leadoff batter's on for Columbia Central, as that one's up a bit from Lobestall. Scott Knopp, the pitcher, up to the plate now, number 34 for the Golden Eagles. It's grounded out and flew out so far in his 2 at-bats today. There's a strike on the outside corner.
A good pitch.
A great pitch. So Lobestall really knows how to paint those corners. Wangler edging off first. He's getting quite a healthy lead down there once Lobestall comes set. Fouled back up and out of play. Lobestall looking to slow down his motion a little bit there. See if he can catch Wangler off.
Just making sure that he's not going anywhere. That one fouled off again, straight back.
Good fight here from Bryce Wangler, or excuse me, Scott Knopp. Certainly not going to go down easy, trying to help his own cause here. Hasn't gotten a lot of run support today. Actually, none at all, as that one's up. But
good stop by the catcher there.
Just like in the first game, the runs and the run production and hits came late for the Golden Eagles, as they didn't score their runs till the 4th, 5th, 6th inning after they went down 5-0 early to Napoleon. That one swung on and missed as Knopp goes down swinging for Lobestall's 2nd strikeout. So we got 1 out now in the 6th inning for the Golden Eagles. And a little recap on that game from earlier. We touched on it a little bit at the beginning of the broadcast, but it was quite the thriller. I know we got a chance to sit down and watch quite a bit of it. Napoleon jumped out early to a 5-0 lead in the first 2 innings, and Columbia Central kind of fought their way back nice and slowly, run by run, inning by inning, and eventually it was 7-7 at the end of 7. So we went into extras, and it was, Columbia Central batting first and put up an 8 spot on Napoleon in that 1 inning alone, and basically sealed the deal without Napoleon ever really having to come to bat.
That was a really well fought game, and that's determination right there by these Golden Eagles to come back from a 5-0 deficit to win. Scott Lobestall taking his time. That one's drilled.
Drops down in front of Jarrett Wyrick, and it'll move up Wangler to 2nd. So now we've got another again for Columbia Central 1st and 2nd, as it's number 13 for the Golden Eagles, Zach Dowd, out to run for Mr. Dylan Gray.
As the Onsted Wildcat coach comes out.
It looks like it's going to be a pitching change indeed. And Lobestall, his day will be done.
Overall, he has had a pretty good outing tonight. A couple of strikeouts. His defense was really behind him.
And he's going to be replaced by Patrick Ayyett. Ayyett, another one of those pitchers that has been leading the county in most statistics alongside Lobestall. Ayyett sits at 3-1 on the year, looking to get his 4th victory.
As Pat Ayyett starts to warm up his arm a little bit before starting back up the game.
While we have a break here, we just want to remind you that we're proud to say that the Lenawee Sports Network provides local sports coverage that airs on LISD TV. Overseen by our instructors and operated by our students, LSN offers live sports broadcast experience to all high school students within the Lenawee Intermediate School District. If you would like to join the team, please email us. You can find that email, lisdtv@lisd.us. So now let's just take a quick recap of what we've seen here today. It was Onsted once again for the second time scoring in the first inning when Josh Tyree came around after a leadoff walk to score. Then Lobestall took over on the mound, and he was dominant through the first 3. Didn't give up a hit until the 3rd inning, where Tommy Plummer got to him and singled to right. And by that time, it was already Onsted up 2-0. Then Onsted tacked on a 3rd in the 5th inning when Tyree again, after a walk, came around to score. And now that's where we stand, as Onsted's been kind of quiet for the last few innings, and it's been Columbia Central that's had a lot of the opportunity on the bases, like now where they're sitting at 1st and 2nd. And it will be Garrick Elliott up to bat. And he takes ball 1 from Ayyett. So it's a simple change. Ayyett moves into the pitcher's mound, and Lobestall shuffles on over to the 3rd.
Let's see if Ayyett can get out of this inning before any damage done to this Wildcats team.
Sun starting to set right into the eyes of the batter. The pitcher's mound almost covered in shadows. As that one swung on and fouled, or hit into play. And
number 11 doesn't even take 2 steps toward first base before he starts heading for the dugout. I don't know what he was thinking there.
So, nonetheless, the Columbia Eagles threaten but do not score. Zach, we'd like to thank you for joining us in the booth, and we'll let you take it out one more time.
Keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball, only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the Woodbat Classic Championship game. Going into the final inning here between Onsted Wildcats and the Columbia Central Golden Eagles. Onsted holds a 3-0 lead going into the final inning. And up to the plate comes number 8, Jarrett Wyrick.
All right, Jarrett Wyrick it is. Jarrett Wyrick it is leading us off here in the 7th. Sean Kane rejoined by Wade Hydebrader.
It's good to be back.
Oh, yeah, well, it's good to have you back. And, of course, we'd like to thank Zach Higgins for joining us in the booth. He did an absolutely fantastic job, a young talent that we're excited to see grow and one day become an LISD broadcaster himself as Wyrick takes 3 pitches and strikes out. It's the 5th strikeout for Scott Knopp.
Started saying his older brother's name.
Yep. I attend school with his older brother, so pardon my misread there. As there's a nice quick fastball down the middle that swung on and missed by
pinch hitter Colton Kaiser.
Number 12, Colton Kaiser. That one's swung on and missed too, as it was a tad bit out of the reach of Kaiser. Kaiser pinch ran for Scott Lobestall and Josh Tyree throughout this game as he strikes out as well. So 2 quick strikeouts for Scott Knopp. He increases his tally to 6.
So up comes Garrett Hunt. He takes the first pitch ball. We'll see if Hunt can get a 2-out rally started here for the Wildcats. Pops it straight up. So a foul ball there for Hunt makes the count 0-1. Takes a strike 2.
So with 2 outs here in the 7th, that one's in the dirt. It looks like Onsted might be protecting a 3-run lead heading into the bottom for the Woodbat Classic Championship. And there it is, a nice little curveball.
Looked a little high.
Gets Mr. Hunt, and we're going to come back to you with the bottom of the 7th inning. Columbia Central, one last chance to do it, so keep it right here. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. You're watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the final inning of the Woodbat Classic Championship between Onsted Wildcats and the Brooklyn Columbia Central Golden Eagles. Got a 3-0 lead by Onsted here as Pat Hyatt gets ready on the mound. And we've got Brett Tyndall starting it off for the Columbia Central Golden Eagles. So the last 4 guys in the lineup for them, we'll see if the bottom of their order can stage a comeback and try to make a win right here.
And it's been the bottom of the order that has been the most productive at the plate so far today. Tommy Plummer, Cole Partridge, Kyle Schkiel, last 3 all with hits today, and Brett Tyndall's reached base as well. It's the top of the order that struggled. Just 1 base runner for the top of the order. 1, 2, 3, that was Bryce Wangler, who reached on an error in the 6th. So I guess if you are looking at today's stats, this is the 3-4 guys you want to have up for the Golden Eagles, as it's Pat Iott on the mound again for Onsted, looking to close it out. His first one swung on and hit at Dallas Highbrader. Nice flip.
And he gets it.
Over to first base, and one down. One up, one down for the Golden Eagles.
And that first out was crucial for Onsted. That gets the momentum going their way. Columbia Central's anxiety starting to raise here. And this is going to be a no easy feat on the comeback right here if they can do it. Pat Iott is a phenomenal pitcher.
That off speed in for strike one, as it's Kyle Scheel, the third baseman, up for Columbia. Swung on and missed there as well.
Got him with the curve.
Scheel, the number 5, he's had a nice day over at third base. Made a couple nice plays. He's also got a single in this game. That came back in the third inning when he singled back up the middle, as he swung on and hits it at the second baseman, Harrison Worker, and his throw is away. Or excuse me, that's now Colton Kaiser over at second base, and that errant throw extends the run of Scheel to second.
Kaiser had time. I think he just tried getting it away too quick, and he ended up throwing it a little too early and just went right over Chase.
So the E4 puts a runner on second, Kyle Scheel.
Well, this makes things interesting here. We'll see if Columbia Central can capitalize on that error.
This brings the tying run to the on-deck circle for those keeping score at home. It's now Cole Partridge swinging at the first pitch, going to be rolled over to Lobestall, who's going to have to make a tough throw. He throws it away. And it's going to be Scheel into third and Partridge into second. And I think Partridge probably would have been at first even without the errant throw, but definitely would not have been at second. So we'll give Partridge a hit there and an E6 on or E5 on the advance.
Well, this makes things very interesting now.
So now the tying run is at the plate. It's Tommy Plummer, second and third for the Golden Eagles. And that one's fouled right at us. I would have made that catch if there wasn't a fence there. Got fans all over the place diving out of the way. But I didn't hesitate. I was ready. I was right there. Nonetheless, that's strike one on Tommy Plummer as Iott's into the windup and the pitch. Swung on and fly to right. This has a chance to score the run. It's going to be a throw from Isaac Henry.
Throws it all the way.
Here comes Scheel sliding in safely. So that run scores, and Kyle Scheel, and Plummer gets a sac fly to right field, and advancing on the throw as well was Cole Partridge. So 2 outs now. Tying run still at the plate or in the form of Noah Osborne.
And the shutout is over for Onsted.
Yeah, the shutout is over. Still an unearned run though, as the E4 came back to haunt the Wildcats.
The good thing for them is they have 2 outs now.
As that one swung on and fouled back. Interesting to see these Eagles swinging at the first pitch. I think every Eagle in this inning has swung at the first pitch, where I was taught when I played that you typically in this situation hold off on the first pitch, see some pitches, make the opposing pitcher throw some strikes. So interesting.
Yep, absolutely.
As that one swung on and driven into center field. Going back is Garrett Hunt. He's going to make the catch. And just like that, the Wildcats revenge the 2015 loss to Columbia Central in the championship and are the Woodbat Classic champions. Of course, we're going to ask you to stick around as we recap the game and we view the trophy presentation. A good-fought game, actually a very entertaining final, I thought.
It was.
Not so much offensive power as we've seen in some of the earlier games, but definitely a great mental battle, a great physical battle, well coached, well played, and just fantastic to watch, and glad we could call it for you guys. The final score is Onsted over Columbia Central 3-1.
Yep, and Scott Lobosol was a huge part of that game. Went about 5 or almost 6 innings of shutout baseball right there. And really the only thing that allowed Columbia Central to score was those 2 errant throws there. So Onsted's defense and pitching did a great job tonight.
Yes, they did indeed. And, of course, waiting on the trophy presentation coming up here. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Heidbreder. We thank you for joining us this evening again for the 2016 Woodbat Classic Championship between Onsted and Columbia Central. Onsted taking this one 3-1 thanks to a great pitching performance from both Scott Lobosol and Pat Iott. Lobosol starting this one off basically perfect through 3 1/3, then no hit through about 4, and then was replaced by Pat Iott, who closed it out beautifully, gave up 1 run unearned in the 7th inning, but got the job done and now allows this team to be crowned champions.
Well, this keeps the Onsted Wildcats rolling in their win column. They're now 17-4 on the season, one of their best seasons in, I don't know, since before I came in at high school. I think my freshman year was the last time varsity had this many wins in a season. So that was among the likes of Holden Branch, who was an ace for Adrian College for a little while here. He's graduated now.
Definitely a historic run these Wildcats are on. Not done yet, though. They've still got a few games to play before champion or playoff baseball comes around.
Yep, they'll still be looking forward to trying to capture an LCAA title. They still have games against Dundee and Blissfield to note, and those will be 2 huge series.
Definitely Blissfield, a powerhouse over in the LCAA. It'll be good good battle for this Onsted team, who's seasoned, well-veteraned, and I think ready for the test. But we want to also give credit to Columbia Central as we're about to begin the trophy presentation. Columbia Central, this is their fourth out of 5th time being in the final of the tournament, and unfortunately not this year. They weren't unable to win it, but 4 out of 5, the last 5, they have made it to the championship, which is an outstanding feat in themselves. So,
absolutely.
All credit to them, the Golden Eagles, for a hard-fought tournament. As we're going to introduce the all-tournament team, is what you're seeing here. For Onsted, it's number 11, Dallas Heidbreder. For Onsted again, number 10, Garrett Hunt. Onsted again, number 15, Scott Lobosol. And then, of course, the catcher, Josh Tyree. We'll get you Columbia's in a second once I get the number on their jerseys. And the MVP of the tournament, will revert back to that, was Dallas Heidbreder. We did not know that, but now we were informed.
And he does the dab. Oh, my gosh. I hope we got that on camera.
So Heidbreder dabbing his way to the MVP, as all players get a handshake and will pose for their all-tournament team picture. The trophy presentation to Onsted coming shortly. For Columbia Central, it was number 12, Cole Partridge, and number 34, Scott Knopp, winning the honors of all-tournament team for the Golden Eagles.
Yep, congratulations to all involved.
And now here comes the trophy presentation for Onsted. We'll just quickly list off the names of those receiving their trophies. We'll go down the order. Congratulations to the Onsted Wildcat baseball team. Number 2, Josh Tyree, and a senior infielder. He caught a bit this afternoon and evening, as well as number 3, Will Amstill, an infielder and a pitcher. He's a junior. Also sophomore, number 4, Harrison Worker. Senior, number 5, Chase Wagner, played a little bit of first base this afternoon. Number 6, the starting pitcher of the tournament, Isaac Henry, a senior, also for Onsted. Number 7, Landon Duke. Number 8, Jarrett Wyrick. Both of them are seniors. Sophomore, number 10, Garrett Hunt. Senior MVP of this tournament, Dallas Hydebrader. Number 12, Colton Kaiser, a junior. Number 13, Patrick Ayett. Number 15, Scott Lobestall, who pitched a fantastic championship game here tonight. And then finally, but not least, number 17, Ethan Cosmina, a junior. Cosmina,
there you go.
Junior. And we can't forget the fantastic coaching staff of this Onsted team. Matt Randall is the head, assisted by Coach Doug Hydebrader. Man, Hydebrader's all over the place in this field. Kevin Fry and Kyle Yarger as well. It's now a fantastic team. Congratulations to the Onsted Wildcats as you see them now accepting the Woodbat Trophy, which they will be keeping for the year. Wow, we're gonna take a quick break, but hey guys, don't go anywhere. We've got post-game coverage as well as LSN Player of the Game, including interviews with players and coaches. I'm Sean Kane. That's Wade Hydebrader. Thanks for joining us. Don't go anywhere though. We'll be right back. You're listening to watching High School Varsity Baseball only on LSN. Your home for Lenawee Sports.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
All right, welcome back to the LSN postgame show. I'm Sean Kane alongside Wade Hydebrader. It was a fantastic championship, Wade. We've got two champions with us right here. As you can see by this bat, the trophy they're holding here. I'm joined by Scott Lobestall and Dallas Hydebrader. Yes, you heard that right. Dallas Hydebrader and Wade Hydebrader right next to each other. But what we want to focus on is the way the Onsted Wildcats played today. An absolutely fantastic tournament out of their team as a whole, and there's just two players that really stood out here. Our tournament MVP in Dallas Hydebrader and our LSN Player of the Game in Scott Lobestall. So first, Wade, you want to dive in with your brother here, talk about his performance.
Yep, so Dallas, you had 2 doubles on the day, 4 RBIs, a sac bunt that helped you score in the first inning. What was your mindset coming into the championship game here, and what helped you carry your team?
You know, he's a good pitcher, and just really look for a strike and drive it.
All right. And then what is your stance on dabbing in the postgame? That speaks more than words.
Well, Dallas, we certainly enjoy your antics on the field. I know it made me laugh a couple times, especially when you did in the first game, walking down to first base after you drew a 4-ball walk. But, you know, as well as we have Scott Lobestall here, and Scott, he got the MVP. We're going to give you the game ball. So congratulations on that one. You pitched a fantastic game, 5 2/3. Obviously nothing compared to what you did last time out, but still a good outing nonetheless. What can you say about your performance? You know, 3 hits, a K, no runs given up. Just the one error by Dallas over here, which broke up the perfect game early. So we were joking about that on the broadcast. What can you say about your performance out here today?
It was a good day out. We had a really good defense behind me, which always helps. And well, as usual, we had good defense, but I mean, they just weren't swinging the bat very well to start and kept that rolling through innings.
And just one last final question, since it's going through the team. Do you dab at all? No, you're not a dab. No. We can't get you to dab on air?
I don't do that.
All right.
Yeah, he carries it out for both of us. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Congratulations again on your performances this week or today, and good luck with you guys the rest of the season.
Thank you. For the entire Lenawee Sports crew, I'm Wade Hydebrader saying thank you for watching this evening. The Wildcats win it tonight, beating the Columbia Central Golden Eagles by a score of 3-1 to win the Woodbat Classic Championship.
We would like to remind you, get connected to LISD TV on Facebook and Twitter for LSN's coverage schedule. Also, check us out on YouTube and subscribe to LISD TV's channel for this and our other full game broadcasts. This has been a presentation of LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Davis bounced it off his head, and I don't think that was an accident.
We've got a tie atop the LCAA standings.
Count that baby in a foul.
The first time they've been there in 61 years. Morenci is going to the President's Center.
And I think this is pretty much over.
Blissfield Royals, district champions.